Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for episode 94 of the MeepleCore podcast, a bi-weekly podcast about board games, video games, music, and nerd culture. I am your host, Tim Jennette, the Metal Meeple, and I'm joined by my co-hosts,
Eric Ledford,
George Breden.
And in this episode, we give you our first impressions for the board games, Icaion, Smiths of Winterforge, and The Crew. We run through and discuss the 14th annual Golden Geek Award nominees, run through our top 5 favorite board game publishers, and much more. Alexa, ask us a random question.
Psychomotor vigilance task is a random inquiry.
That's not what I meant. Alexa, ask a random question.
Here's a question for you. If you could kill off any character from a current TV show, who would it be and why? That was fun. Let's try another. I've got one kill question of the day.
She's like,
it's rated 4.6
Alexa,
stars
stop.
by over...
That was fun. Thanks for the answer.
Yeah.
All right, so if you can kill off one character from a current TV show.
Oh, man.
Man, this isn't good for me. I don't watch a lot of TV.
I don't either. Not current, anyway.
Are you watching something, George?
Current, I'd have to go with Peaky Blinders. Yeah, and I guess, who would I kill, though? Such power.
Right?
I have no clue about this TV show, so.
You got a villain in there that wants to die.
Not necessarily a villain, but there's this kid.
A kid?
No, he's grown up now.
Okay.
This guy, Michael, and he's constantly causing trouble. And he should probably go.
Okay.
Fair enough.
But he's part of the family, so it feels bad to say that. Sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes people gotta go.
Yeah, I have no insight on this. I have nothing to add.
Okay.
You're not watching any shows now at all.
Yeah, no current TV shows. I mean, I guess I can go with an old TV show, but that kind of defeats the purpose. I think you're maybe trying to change the outcome of it as it goes along, maybe.
Right. Yeah, by the end, the people that you want dead are already dead.
I guess I would have killed Rick. The Walking Dead.
In The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Just get it over.
Killed him right away.
Yeah. After like season 2.
The weird thing is, like,
season 3.
Too bad Matt's kind of on hiatus because he could have joined in on this. I think Rick was like such an awesome character at first, but then a couple of seasons went in and he's just like this weird fighting with himself kind of person because he doesn't know what to do, a good thing, bad thing, whatever. So then Norman Reedus' character, whatever his name is, ended up taking the spotlight for being the BA of the series, which I think Rick should have been more of the BA in the series, but I don't know. I mean, he was still awesome, but at the same time, what was Norman Reedus' character's name?
I'm just trying to... Negan.
No, not Negan. He's the bad guy.
Not Negan.
The guy with the crossbow.
Okay. Oh, crossbow guy. I'm thinking of the wrong person.
Wow, it's been too long.
Wow.
Is it like Daryl or something like that?
Was it Daryl?
Seems
I made
kinda
that
right.
up. I have no idea.
Well, anyway, man, you can see how much of Walking Dead fans we are.
Yeah, it's been
or
many
television
seasons.
at all.
Yeah, or television.
Like, this is the time that we should be watching a lot of television because we presumably would have more time, but that's not how it works out.
No. It really what it ends up being is family time for me, since all the kids are home and not at daycare. You know, I don't get to watch TV. I just get to spend a lot of time with them. And then when they go to bed, I either fall asleep from exhaustion or play Destiny 2.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
So it's my time to play video games. But really, it's the same amount of time I was playing video games before. Well, anyway, we had a podcast not too long ago, so probably not a lot to talk about what we've been up to since the last episode. But George, you want to start? Say some things, or...
Well, there's one thing that I'd like to say. I was involved in a playtest for a game for Alley Cat Games, and the test, the game that's coming out is called Eternal Palace. So I have this background of mountains in China, and and in the game, it's by Stephen Aramini, and it's a dice worker placement game where you roll your dice in front of everybody, so everyone sees your dice. But then behind your screen, you group them together so that you can come up with amounts from 2 to 12. and those are all worker placement spots on the board. And then you put them out on the board in player order. And if you go to a spot and someone else goes there, they have to pay you a fish. So there's some tension as far as, what order you're going to do things. And you're getting fish and you're getting wisdom, which can let you mitigate the dice rolls. But what you're really doing is you're trying to go up on all these little tracks. And when you do so, you get favor of the emperor and you complete parts of your painting. And when you get all of these parts of your painting put together, they're actually going to be physical pieces that you slot onto a board and create a painting with different aspects of the landscape, like the foreground or the background or features in the painting. It's going to be really cool. And the game itself was so like smooth and polished, like it's ready to go. I really enjoyed it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Eternal Palace, Alley Cat Games, I would definitely be picking this one up when it comes out.
Very nice. Anything else, or?
No.
Because you're still working though, right?
I'm still working. I work in a school interpreting, and I do that all day. And then, around 2:30, it's my recess time, and I get to go outside finally. But okay, this is something. I used to have recess, and I'd go to the actual physical school building that was close to my house, and even though it's not the same school that I work at, but there was nobody there, and I could go there and I could ride my bike around it, and I could kick a soccer ball against the wall of the school, and play soccer with myself. And then this past week and a half, I haven't been able to do it because all these white tents sprung up around the place, and it became a COVID-19 testing site.
Oh, okay.
There's only two.
You don't want to be there.
There's only two in Kentucky, and that was one of them. They took my recess for it, which is fine. We need that, obviously. But
is this a legit one? Because there's a lot of fake ones popping up.
No, this was legit.
Okay. I figured it would be
police and
it wouldn't be there more
people.
than a day. Oh, there was police and stuff. Okay.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, unless they were fake police and fake army people, which is impressive.
Right.
It definitely looked legit. But the thing is, I didn't want to go there because a lot of obviously people who potentially have COVID are going there. I know that's a little bit silly because that's not how you get it. You get it by being close to people, but I still felt weird. I didn't want to go even after hours, like at night. I wasn't going to go there.
Right. Well, they can still touch the surface and stuff.
You never know. Swabs on the floor.
They're just throwing the swabs around. So I know I'm being a little ridiculous about it, but I still felt that way, right? But then it was only there for a week and a half, and now it's all gone. It's gone.
Huh.
So we're at a place where we don't have enough testing for everybody. And then the testing site that they made was there for a week, and that's it. And now it rained real hard today, so I get my recess back tomorrow.
Awesome.
That's fair. What about you, Eric? What's up?
Well, two things really for me. So started learning Python. It's a programming language.
Oh yeah, I'm totally familiar with this. This is the entire thing that Zach was doing. I was like, stop doing this job and go back and learn that.
Yeah, I thought Zach was doing the same thing. So, it's a pretty good time to, go back and brush up on some skills that you might have forgotten, or pick up some new skills if you're home. So for me, there's a couple of resources that are popping up that are either giving you like a preview of a boot camp or something, or a whole learning center opening up where you can pick up some new skills. So doing that and having fun with that, and also got to play.
Didn't you go to school for that too? You went to school for programming, right?
Yeah. So I haven't really done much in programming for, I don't know, it's been 12 or 15 years. I remember a lot of it, but
like the theory would still be the same, but
right.
All of the pieces, all the details would be completely different.
Pretty much. And you're going to have a lot of the same stuff that you're using from one language to another, like if statements and whatnot, variables. Sure, yeah. But the language itself is going to be a little bit different. The syntax is going to be a little bit different. So, but it's fun.
Recursion is the worst.
Besides that, I got to play through some Longsdale expansion on Oh My Goods, and that's why this background is up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't tried that, I know Tim has it.
I have it, and I brought it to your house multiple times, but since it's 4 players, for the longest time.
Oh, right. Yeah, 2 to 4.
Well, yeah, or max 4 players. So for the longest time, we never could get it
to the table.
Yeah. Is it pretty good?
Yeah, it's not too bad. In the base game, it's kind of like a free for all. You kind of decide what path you're going to go on. But in the expansion, it kind of sets you in this storyline, I guess. And each chapter of the story, the king is wanting you to gather up certain resources by the end of the game. So it does kind of change up what you have to do in the game.
That's cool.
And this is this is the card game, not the board game.
Oh my goodness. I don't think there is a board game.
George is referring to New Dale.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. No, yeah, it's a card game.
Yeah, okay.
Cool.
I'd be interested to give that a try too.
No, it's pretty good.
Awesome. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Fair enough.
Yourself?
I've got a couple of things, not a whole lot. I've been obviously playing Destiny 2 like crazy. I bought the season pass, which it's weird because I enjoy it, but I understand that it's kind of like you're paying to play the game. And what I mean by that is like, it's understandable you can play subscription games, but Destiny 2 is not a subscription game. You buy it and you play it.
Right.
But they added the season pass with levels, and you can go up to level 100. And for the first 20 or so ranks, like you get a reward, but then after that it's sparse. Like every 3 or 4 levels, you would get another thing. But with the season pass, you get stuff. You get a second row of rewards, and every single rank gives you something. So it's like I'm paying. It's weird because I paid $10. I paid $10 to be able to play the game to unlock things, because the $10 doesn't really do anything unless you're actually like leveling up. But I guess, I don't know. It's fine with me. I like the game that much. I don't care.
Cool.
Yeah.
Although I guess on really the season pass also gives you different updates that they do between their bigger updates. Is that right?
So right now the season pass, a lot of the content's available to everyone. Certain content's not. But for the most part, I mean, it's worth $10 for sure. And it's like 3 months of content that they'll give out and stuff. And then, but even if you don't have a season pass, it's still worth playing the game, especially now because I believe it's free, except,
base game's
the
free,
base game.
right?
Yeah. Well, I think the base game and maybe even the first 2. No, I think you have to pay those. Yeah. The base game's at least free, but I'm doing the season pass. They have all these cool bounties with guns. So like you get, remember Eric, when you played, you would get bounties, and then we would go and like do strikes and things like that to complete those bounties and get XP and stuff. Well, now they have the gunsmith has a lot of bounties for like, use your submachine gun and kill 25 things, or use the hand cannon. So it forces you to use a lot of different weapons. But
that wasn't it before.
It was, but this is a different guy that's given those. Maybe some of those were from him, but they're all repeatable too. Like you can buy additional bounties. It's random though. So you don't get to pick from the ones he has because you already done all those. So you can pick up 5 more from him and then go do those. You can do that with every vendor now. It's pretty much give me a random bounty. And so like essentially we used to play it where we get on and do all the bounties because they were kind of like dailies. Right. And now it's more than dailies. It's just infinite. I mean, there are dailies and those are pretty much free. They're only 250 glimmer, which is the money to buy, and that's really cheap. But if you buy the additional bounties, they're like 3,000. So you don't want to buy a whole lot of those. You end up going broke real fast.
Right.
But it's a way you do want to do that because each bounty gives you like 8,000 XP, which 100,000 XP gives you a rank on the season. So you want to run around and get those and do them and stuff. Yeah,
instead of grinding. It helps you with the grind anyway.
Yeah,
I was going to say it sounds exactly like grinding. It sounds exhausting.
Well, you don't have to do that. I'm just doing that because I'm having fun. Yeah, because you get the bounties and you go do whatever you want. You just have to do it with those specific weapons. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not locked into like doing specific things. I mean, if you go get bounties from the Crucible, then you're going to play PvP. If you go get bounties with the Gambit, you're going to kind of do the PvE/PvE stuff, or P. So anyway, that's all cool. The Shadow Keep expansion was really fun. Personally, I don't think it's as good as the Dreaming City stuff, but it's the Moon, it's really cool because it's very nostalgic for me, because all the stuff I liked in Destiny 1 which was kind of more like the beginning of the game, because the Moon, I believe, was the first place you went to. Now it's like the last place we're going to, so it's like really high level and stuff. and it's crazy. And I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. And now they just started the Gladiator games, or the Guardian games, which is kind of like the Olympics, but you run around and do bounties that are specific to your class. And then you go turn in the medals. And there's like in the middle of the Destiny main place is the tower. And there's like these 3 banners, one of each class. And as you turn in medals, the banners move up and down. So you're like competing against all the other 2 classes.
Right.
It's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
They got a lot of cool stuff going on. I've been playing Final Fantasy Brave Exvius War of the Visions, which is the tactic game, the Final Fantasy Tactics kind of gacha game like Brave Exvius. And it's I forgot about this tagline I wanted to say, but I was meant to say it's the best game I have not played, because like everything in the game you can just auto battle. I like literally have barely touched the game as far as like tactics. I play
the game just plays itself.
Yeah, like a lot of mobile games do this now, but like it's almost in a lot of the other games you have to finish the stage first before it unlocks the auto battle, and then you can just farm it by sitting your phone down and hitting autoplay. But this one's like, you never played this one before? Hit auto, click. As long as your guys are powerful enough, as long as your guys are powerful enough, they're just going to murder all the content, and it doesn't matter. And then
it's so ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, they kind of do this too, except they do it a little bit better. They give you these tokens.
You have to spend for auto battles?
Yeah, and it won't just auto battle it just auto completes it. So you don't have to sit there and wait 5 minutes for it to fight.
Those are in this too. They're called story completes, story tickets. So like you can set up. Here's the thing, Eric. It's even worse. It's worse than Star Wars. So in War of the Visions, you can literally choose a story or anything really. You can click the button that says repeat. And then you can set autoplay, and as long as your guys are powerful enough to where they won't be hindered or run into problems, you can literally set the phone down, because it'll finish the stage, go through all the menus for you, start the stage back over, and keep going. It's got a 4 second.
Farm it?
It'll farm it for you.
Wow.
You can go in, you can drink a bunch of potions to give you a ton of energy, because each time you play a stage, it costs energy. You can add all these, like a big mass pile of energy. Hit farm, basically, lay down, go to sleep, and wake up, and then bam, you farm that content.
Which sounds sad, but we used to do this on Brave Exvius, where we set it up on our computer and have a macro farm stuff for us.
Yeah, and I think they were like, you know what, whatever, people are going to do this, let's just build it into the game. Right. It keeps people around if it makes it easier for them.
Yeah, or maybe they get coronavirus and they go into a coma and then they come out 2 weeks later.
Yeah, the little guys are max level and stuff. There's a couple of problems with the game, I think. Overall, I really enjoy it, but the one big thing is concerning to me is I got some really good units in the very beginning, and then I kept playing the game because I was like, well, first couple of tickets, I pulled like 2 of the best units of the game. So I was like, I guess I'm in. And then as I was playing it, one of the second banner that came out, the first one was like some kind of Final Fantasy online banner where it had Ishtola. You probably remember her. In this one, they had a Final Fantasy Tactics banner, and it has Orlando. So I was like, well, I got to pull on that. And I didn't realize how rare he was. It's a 0.08% chance to get him.
Wow.
First roll, bam. I'm like, I guess I'm in.
Right.
Here's what's worse. Everything in this game requires you to awaken it and then like limit break it. So you have to awaken the character. He can only get to level 10. And once you awaken it by using shards. So if you already have the character and you pull the character again, you'll get shards. It converts. You can't have multiples of the same unit.
Okay.
Or you can go to the store or maybe like the event store for whatever event's running, and you can buy shards with either in-game cash like gold, or buy shard using what's called, they're called vision crystals, I guess, like Visior or something. It's some weird French looking name, but it's basically crystals.
And do you pay real money to get these things?
You normally do, but if you go through the game, you get them for every stage that you play. So I just saved them the entire time, because when it launched, it gave you a bunch of free crystals or whatever, and I pulled the units I needed right away. And so I had like this mass stockpile. I had like 15,000 crystals, and each pull of 10 is 2,000. So I had like a lot of stuff saved up. Anyway, I didn't realize this, but Orlando he's a limited banner. So he's only up during this Final Fantasy Tactics banner, and it's like 30 days long, like the whole month of, or not the whole month, but like from April to mid-May. And you can only get his shards during this event, and you need his shards. You need 200 of them to limit break him to level 5. And I've already got him at level 3. Actually, you need more than that. You need a lot. You need 400, I think. Yeah. 200 is just the last stage. So I've got him limit break 3, but then like I've spent everything I have just on this one dude.
Wow.
But when the event goes away, the limited banner characters, you can level them because you can still awaken them. There's awakening and limit breaking. When you limit break, it raises their max level cap, and when you awaken, it raises your max level cap. All the awakening materials are in the game in other stages. The limit breaking requires that specific unit's shards. His shards will only show up during this event. And in Japan, it's only came back one time. So it's kind of ridiculous that they have that. It makes it like you have to be a whale account to go after any of the limited units, because you'll have to spend money after money after money after money. It's just dumb. I don't like how they did that.
There's all kinds of games that kind of go towards that path of, here's this great character, you have to be a whale to not only get it, but get it to this max.
To sustain it or make it more powerful. Yeah. So it's really weird because there's not enough content in the game. Well, okay, first off, there is a massive amount of content, but there's not a lot of in-game content, like fighting bosses that take a lot of thought and things like that yet, but there will be. So right now it's kind of like bringing people into the game, I guess. But, it's too much, man. There's too much. Like every weapon you can level up like to level 70 or something. Like it has like 5 awakening stages. Each character can equip a card. These cards are called vision cards. All these can be awakened. They get an Esper. These can be awakened. It's like, no, stop it, dude. How much crap do you really have to add into your game that you have to spend stuff on to improve? Can I just get something and it's cool when I get it?
No.
Anyway.
Okay, so most of what you said for the last several minutes went right over my head.
No, that's cool.
But I have to ask, were you saying a whale, like an animal, like a whale?
A whale just means somebody that spends a lot of money.
They got a large bank account.
Yeah, they
roll into the game.
Yeah,
they call them whales because they don't really play the game. They just throw money at the game.
Oh, they play the game.
I mean, they do, but
yeah.
No, they just click on their phone, like play for me, and
in this game anyway. Yes,
that's the weird thing. That's the only reason the game is like super interesting. Because all this crap is barring me from like advancing very well, but at the same time, I'm not touching it that much, so it's not that annoying, and it's actually more entertaining that way. So it is very good. It's I don't like it in general. I don't like it as much as Final Fantasy Brave Exvius when I was really into Brave Exvius.
Yeah,
but I do like it quite a bit. I actually like it better than Last Claudia, which is the game I was talking about before that I'm still playing. This one is way better, and it's going to get better because once the bosses and stuff come out where it's a lot of like tactical movement instead of just, there's not a lot of content in the game right now that I can't just hit auto fight and have the AI kill it all for me.
Mm-hmm.
But when the bosses come out and stuff gets really difficult and you can't auto battle, because I think they might disable auto battle on those fights, then that'll be really interesting because all this work will pay off because I have an awesome team to go in there and try that content out with. So. And then if it doesn't get good from there, then maybe I'll consider dropping it. But it's not a lot of time commitment, but there is a lot of cool stuff to do. I will say this. It is the first game on the mobile that I've played when it first released that had too much content in it at first. Not enough in-game, but too much content in general. Because I'm still discovering things like, I didn't know that was here. Like you can play a multi-quest with other people. So like you're actually in real time moving your units and they're moving their units. There's raids where you can bring in, I don't know if there's more than the normal unit count or not, but then there's like 2 different types of PvP. One's like the game auto fights you against the auto defending of the opponent. But then there's another one where you can actually fight them and control your units in real time against a player. So there's like so much stuff to do. It's really good.
It sounds nice that you can play with other people real time. That sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is pretty cool.
If you're working together, especially.
That's in the raids. You do play with other people or the multi-quest. Yeah. But then you can play like PvP real time against somebody.
Right. Yeah.
Well.
I'm not as into that. So.
No. Well, last thing, and then we'll move on to some news. Sorry to bore everybody with War of the Visions, Brave Exvius stuff. We've been playing a lot of Ascension, or at least Erica and I have, on the phone. And if you're interested in playing with us, you can add us. We'll play a game. I only have the bundle. So if you know what the bundle is, it's like it's the base set plus the first 3 expansions, I think, and then the promo pack. Eric is just play. He's a free account.
I'm a freebie. I don't have a base game.
Anyway, you can send us an invite for a game if you want. And my name on there is Rainfire13. It's REINF, like Frank, IRE 13. So Rainfire13.
Yep. And mine is Ledford, which is ELEDFORD.
And yeah, you don't have a number at the end, do you? It's just Ledford. Yep.
Right.
Just
he's the only.
Send us
the one and only.
The one and only. Send us an invite. We'll post those maybe on social media too, so you don't have to keep coming back to this episode to get the name. But all right, you want to move on to some news?
Sounds good.
Cool. Not a whole lot of news. I didn't put a whole lot of stuff on here, but I put a lot of things on here that's related to this this quarantine, because there's a lot of companies in the board gaming world that's giving away a lot of free content, a lot of downloadable scenarios and such. Then I got one other thing. I'm doing this in the opposite order that I had it listed. Sorry. Asmodee and Wizards of the Coast added a lot of print and play stuff. Asmodee added a lot of their main titles, such as like Love Letter, One Key, Dixit. There's a Concept for Kids, Corinth, which is a roll and write game. The concept game, Timeline Classic. Some unlocked. There's like 5 or 6 unlocked demos that you can play. Eric and I've
seen that. Like doing that on like tabletop. Awesome. Actually printing and playing those. Oh my goodness. That would be too much for me.
Yeah, that might be a little rough. But if you've never played an unlocked game and you have a color printer and you don't mind doing all the work to cut out the cards, it is absolutely worth trying those out.
Print out like 50 pages and cut out 200 cards. I don't know, a lot.
Yeah.
Is it the same One Key game, like the original, like just the whole game, One Key, or is it extra content, or is it partial content?
I don't know, because I didn't actually download it. It's just they say demo, but I think they're calling them demos because they are specifically for this. Now, I think some of these might have like very linear things. Like I think the Dixit doesn't come with a whole deck of cards. It might came with like 20 cards or whatever.
Sure.
So some of these are full, some of these are not. Obviously, Love Letter does come with the entire game that you can print and play yourself.
Yeah,
they have
all 10 cards.
16, I think. Yeah.
If there's 20 cards for One Key, but they're different cards, I'll absolutely print it out.
Oh, yeah. There's Keyforge, and they have 4 decks that you can download and print and play those. There's some content for Catan, like different. Eric's not on mute. It's just going nuts over there. There's some scenarios for Catan. There's even a Time Stories thing is on there as well, which I think has like one of the entire playthrough things.
Oh, so interesting.
A lot of cool stuff. You can go to print and print.
Okay, what?
You can go to
go there.
It's printandplay.asmodee.fun, but the print and play has a dash between them. Whoever thought of that, you're dumb. You never put dashes and stuff in subdomains because of this exact reason. It should have been printandplay.asmodee.fun, but now it's print-and-play.asmodee.fun, which is much harder to say. But Wizards of the Coast has a lot of stuff out too. If you go to, it's wizards.com/remote/free material. If you just type in D&D free material, you'll find the webpage, but a lot of different scenarios and stuff that you can download. But more importantly, somebody, which I don't have up right now, and I'm bringing it up, somebody made a geek list that has all this stuff that people, publishers are bringing out in a convenient geek list. And there is some cool stuff. Like, for instance, there are, 4 pages? I don't know how many entries there are. But, like, for instance, one of the entries is the Offspring Games game Frostgrave, which is a miniature game. And they have download codes so you can download the actual rulebook for free. and one of the expansion books. It's even got solo play as well. So that's crazy. I'm totally doing that. I already have the Frostgrave PDF, but I'm going to get the actual one because I think mine's a scan. Sorry, guys.
Because you just play it with whatever miniatures you have.
Yeah, they have a lot of games where you can play with whatever miniatures. Yeah. The game is intended, I believe, to be played with whatever miniatures. It's just a rule book. There are all kinds of stuff on here. Portal Games has some P&P scenarios for Detective: A Modern Crime Story, which I believe is new. Like, these aren't things that he released before. So a ton of things on there. The Geek List number is 271049. So if you're familiar with in BoardGameGeek.com, you can actually do a search for the Geek List ID, and it's 271049. And it's called Publisher COVID-19 Response Offers Free Stay at Home. So
fantastic.
Yeah, I think that's great. I haven't actually went through the whole list, so I didn't pick out some things to say other than the ones I've already mentioned, but ton of stuff on here. And lastly, we have Origins Online details. Did you all see that stuff, Eric?
I did. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure on exactly how they're going to do everything. I know that they're going to have different things where you can join people on Tabletop, Tabletopia, and some other venues. But other than that, I think they said they're going to have like a virtual market, vendor area. So I'm not sure on how they're going to do that.
Yeah, I would assume they'll do it kind of like how Board Game Geek does it, where they bring out a publisher and they have them kind of talk about the game, and maybe they'll have links to pre-order or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then the next publisher will come on. Although it would be awesome if they had some kind of weird, crazy setup where they had like a virtual vendor hall that you like move around in, and then it like takes you to the camera of whatever vendor they have.
Right.
That would be awesome. I mean, maybe that'll turn into something. I literally think that this can potentially be a yearly thing.
Yeah. If it goes well, I bet they continue it on.
Oh yeah.
Or at least do it on the side where, you know, there's like a Gen can't, or maybe an Origins can't. Like those people that can't attend, they can attend from their home,
right?
Just virtually.
Although I think they should do it yearly, but then move it into the winter months.
Sure, where there's less conventions.
Right, because I mean, no one wants to travel when it's snowing outside. I mean, that just kind of makes conventions like the December, January area. I mean, obviously it's got holidays and stuff, but if you could do a convention from your house from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and not have to commit to flying anywhere else, and then, you know, taking yourself away from the family as much, that would be awesome. And I mean, you could experience some convention style stuff doing that. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do some of the Origins stuff. See how it works out.
I'm going to look into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out for sure.
They haven't released a whole lot of details other than what we kind of mentioned, but
I bet they are working 24/7 to get all that content up and running. Yeah. I know they said something about kind of doing like an E3 type of thing where they're going to have basically coverage that continues on, and it sounds like it's going to be like, you know, 4 different segments. You know, here's coverage for board games, here's coverage for miniatures games, here's coverage for D&D stuff or role-playing stuff. They'll
probably set up like some kind of webinar. Mm-hmm. So you like join it and you get to see what they're saying, and maybe you can participate in like a chat Q&A style stuff, but then like have a different host for each webinar.
Right.
And then they'll maybe have guests come on, like a publisher from Gray Fox or Arcane Wonders or Fantasy Flight, or I just spewed off the first ones that kind of mentioned. But I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. Obviously Origins is delayed to October 14th through the 17th, I think. Or
something like that. 7th through the something. 7 or 14.
It's early October.
Yeah.
Is that George? Does that mean you're going?
We'll see. We'll see the state of the world at that time.
Oh yeah, no, barring all that. But I mean, before the reason you weren't going is because you were going to Ireland.
Correct.
And I'm assuming you're not going to go to Ireland in October.
I am not going to Ireland.
Now you're free.
And even if it was, I'd be back. Even if I was, but I'm not going, and I should be free. Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna reschedule that trip for next year?
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and they've been pretty good. You know, it wasn't difficult to just get a what is it, a
refund?
Not a refund. No, like there's the same amount of money to apply later.
Oh,
I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Well, let me plug in some ways you can support the show, and then we're going to talk about some games. First off, if you go to MeepleCore.com, click the orange link that says Humble Bundle Partner Link. It will take you to Humble Bundle. If you're familiar with the show, I'm not going to go over the whole spiel this time, but basically anything that you buy once you're there will give you a slider that you can kick some money back to us. You can get games, and there's a lot of software out there right now, and a lot of ebooks for like certifications or learning, how to hack and all that crap. Or maybe if you want to buy a bundle of video games for Steam codes, all kinds of stuff. There's comics. I mean, there's usually about 8 to 11 bundles out there, but you don't have to buy a bundle. You can also subscribe to the Humble Bundle monthly, or even buy a specific game on there, like Tabletop Simulator. So if you're going to buy Tabletop Simulator, it'd be awesome if you went to our Humble Bundle link, clicked it, got redirected to Humble Bundle, and then bought Tabletop to support the show. You can also subscribe to or pledge to our Patreon account, which is patreon.com/MeepleCore. And we're still working out the details on that. Obviously, if you go there, it's very bare, but we are going to put some stuff out there. So if you have any suggestions on content you would like us to put on there, send us an email at meeplecore@gmail.com. We got 3 games on this episode. We have Icaion, Smiths of Winterforge, and The Crew. And so for the first game, we have Icaion.
Designed by Martino Chiacchiera and Marta Chiacasassi. The artist is Travis Anderson, and the publisher is Tabula Games.
So I'm not going to go over all the rules. I'm going to give you a really quick summary of the game. And if we want to talk about anything in specific afterwards, we'll kind of explain it then. But basically, Icaion is a game where you're going to be running around on this board, building buildings from your player mats and putting them into different regions so that you can emphasize your different abilities, such as building or moving around and such. And you're trying to collect points, obviously. The game plays over 3 years, quote unquote. So each year is like 5 to 8 rounds, depending on the year of the game. And then at the end of 3 years, whoever has the most points is the winner. When you're moving around on this board, you're actually moving in between the region's spaces, so that when you land on a space, you're always adjacent to 3 of the regions. So the game is kind of mathematically aligned. Not always 3, but a lot of the times you're next to 3, unless you're near the edge of the board, then you're usually next to 1 or 2.
Right. Yeah.
There's also these craters that are in like a star pattern. There's 5 of them around the outside of the board that this giant colossus is going to move around in. And if you get next to it, obviously he can hurt you if he moves or whatever, but you can also investigate him. And the reason you want to do this is because he has these crystals that you can gather, and this is one of the major scoring things of the game. George is looking up. I don't know why, but it's one of the major scoring things at the game, because at the end of the game, you get points for this shards that you have. You get negative points if you don't have any, and you get a lot of positive points if you have a lot of them. And then it allows you to amplify these apparatuses that you can get, which is the pickup and delivery part of the game, where there's a city in the middle of the map that has these 5 different color apparatuses. Essentially, they're a scoring method. You go and grab it, and it puts it on your player board, and then you got to deliver it to one of the 5 craters that is of the color of the apparatus. So if you grab the blue one, you got to move to the blue crater and deliver it, which will then lock it in to your player board. When you pick it up, you get to score it, and then at the end of the game, if you had it locked on your board, you also get to score it again. So you might get like extra points for having like harvesters out there, or maybe extra points for having your fighting track unlocked. Because the fighting track, the event board will sometimes, as you put cards out, will flip out these parasites onto the different spaces. And you got to take care of those parasites, because if the parasites are ever greater than the number of machines, there's 3 different types of machines that you can build. No matter who owns them, it deactivates them and they can't be used. And that's a big thing, because if you're in a spot where you want to harvest crystals, you get 1 from each adjacent region plus 1 from each region that you have a harvester. And then maybe you get an extra card for having a scavenger, and then you get extra points if you have a refinery. If it's locked out, then you don't get those for doing those actions. So your actions aren't amplified by those anymore. And if there's ever 4 parasites, they go away and destroy everything in that space. So players have to work together to kind of keep that population down. But there's also an incentive to killing parasites because at the end of each year, you get bonus points based on which rank you were with killing the parasites. So if you're first, you'll get like 10 points. If you're second, you get 6, so on and so forth. On your turn, you're basically doing 3 things. First, you have to move or stay still. And if you stay still, you have to spend resources to do so, which are blue. All these crystals are actually called quam in the game. I think there's 5 different colors. All of them have 2 purposes. One purpose is to build a building in a specific space. So you need green quam to build a building in the green space, blue to blue. But each quam can be used for a secondary reason, such as the pink quam, which we should call red, can be used to investigate the Colossus. The blue quam will allow you to stay still, which was the thing I was talking about, movement, or move farther. So you're going to either choose to move or stay still, but you never really can stay in the same spot unless you spend quam to stay there. Then you get a special action, or a main action, which is called a standard action, and then you get a special action. The standard action is most of what I was talking about. You can build a building, you can harvest resources from the adjacent zones, you can investigate the guy, you can pick up an apparatus or deliver it. And the special action, you can pretty much, you've got 2 options. You can play a card that's in your hand because there's a deck of these cards that you get, and they use green quam to play. The secondary action, the other special action is you have this player turn order marker that goes above your player board, but it also is like your emergency energy reserve. So when you flip it face down, you get to pick from one of these 3 other special abilities, such as you can overproduce, which gives you a bunch of quam based on where your stuff's at. You can also get some extra cards, or you can, I forget what the third one was. Now I think about it. Oh, you can take an extra turn, which sounds really good or better than the other ones, but it's actually kind of balanced. Well, I guess that's debatable, but like it'll allow you to take another turn, but you don't get to do a special action. Finally, the last thing I'll talk about is your player board. Each player gets a character card and a gear card. This kind of defines the way you start the game. Your character card has a special ability, and your gear card has a way to score throughout the game or maybe at the end of the game. And then both of these together will tell you how many cards you can have in your hands, how many of these cards you can have in play, which are ongoing cards. You can always play the ones that get discarded after you play them, but you can only have so many ongoing cards in play, and what color quam crystals you start with. That's pretty much it. The player board has like some spaces unlocked, and it has 3 rows, and the last 3 columns of each row are buildings that you will build. So for instance, the movement row, if you build one of your buildings, when you spin blue quam, you can move farther and farther. The fighting row, I can't remember what it's actually called. You fight parasites. You only get like every gray that you spend, you get +1 attack power basically for every sword that shows up. So you want to uncover those to get, you can spend less quam to kill more things. And the last thing is there are these null cages, and anytime you harvest crystals, you gather them in a big pile, and you have to set them in one of these spots on your board. So each null cage can hold as many quam as it wants, but you have to kill off anything that's there first. If you had like one single blue, you have to get rid of that before you put anything else in its place. So there's a little bit of limitation there. And the last thing I will mention is we did play this on Tabletop Simulator. The game is not out yet. The Kickstarter just finished, I think, in late April. Maybe April. This is late April, but maybe it was like last month. I don't remember, but it's definitely not been published yet. Mm-hmm. The Kickstarter just finished, but the one thing I will mention is that the miniatures are gorgeous, even in the Tabletop Simulator mod. The one thing I will mention is the Colossus has these slots on his actual base for these shards to go in, and each shard has a printed number on the bottom of it. So instead of pulling things out of bags, you actually pull them out and don't look at them and feed them into the, if you're watching the video, then George is pointing into it on his background of his Zoom. But you have these shards that slot in. So when you investigate that Colossus, you actually pull that shard out. It has a number, and you have to spend that many pink quam to get it. Anything else you think about as we're playing, just bring it up at that point. But Eric, let's start with you. What you think about Icaion, or at least 1 or 2 points, and then we'll move around.
Oh, sure. I did like that you had that variability in not only your player or your character, but also your gear. That kind of makes, I believe, like every time you play is going to be a little bit different. You're going to be better at doing maybe a specific thing, whether that's having cards that are in your tableau, or maybe you have a different power that you can utilize in a different way. So I did like that a lot. I kind of liked it that it was Feldish in a way where you can have a lot of options to make points. Although,
you mean point salady?
Right. Yeah. So you can.
He said Feld, but I guess he meant Stefan Feld. If you're not familiar.
Yeah.
Feldish.
So quite a few ways to make a good amount of points. Although, I guess it's known that the main chunk of your points is going to probably come from getting those apparatuses and then getting those crystals to, power them up to double the points that you get for them at the end of the game. So, yeah, I liked all that. I know for us, maybe it was a little AP prone because our game took quite a while. It was like, for 4 players, it was 5 hours and 18 minutes to get through it. So. Which
I will say 2 things. One, any game we play in tabletop is obviously longer.
Right. It takes longer, right?
Yeah. And the second thing is, just to explain the round track, there's 5 cards that start in the event deck.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of these represents the 5 color regions of the game. And the round or the year will end when all 5 of those have came out. But at the beginning of the first year, you put in 1 Colossus card. And at the beginning of the second and third year, you put in 1. So the first year has a variable turn length of 5 or 6 rounds. The second year is 5, 6, or 7, then 5, 6, 7, and 8.
And we played the longest
happen to play the longest possible version because we got every card out.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it would actually be as long next time we played it, especially if we had the physical copy.
Yeah. And then
it's still going to be a long game, but it's not going to be 5 hours.
No.
Right. I would say if we could get it down to like a 3-hour game at least, or a 2.5-hour game, I would enjoy it a little bit more. It was pretty long at 5 hours, but overall it was a really good game. Going back to the characters real quick, I didn't see that some of them were too balanced. And
I will agree with this.
That might just be in our first play and not knowing how to utilize some of these other characters. But I had one that gave me a discount every time I played a card or built a building, which seems pretty powerful. And then, some other characters might have been at I forgot what it was.
Which to add on to that, Eric,
mm-hmm.
I ended up winning, but if you went for the strategy that I was going for, there's no way I could catch up with you because of that discount.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
It was pretty awesome.
Yours wasn't too bad either, but there was other ones where I think it was like at the end of every year you get to start wherever you want, and that doesn't seem very powerful.
No, I mean
the issue is that you have all of these character cards that are randomly distributed, and then they all have a ability that's randomly distributed. And so the combination of those two together, there's no way to control for how that's going to be.
Well, the second one's
equal.
Only scoring.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that
not only scoring, but it does have it determines your hand size. It determines how many cards
that's true too.
That you can have in play. As well.
The combination of those two, some are just going to be massively better than others. And
like, for instance, George, you had one where your guy, anytime you played one of those cards from your hand, you get a point.
Right.
And then on top of that, the combination of the 2 cards you had allowed you to have 5 ongoing cards, which is probably the max I think you can have.
Sure.
Maybe, or at least with that character anyway.
Right. I should have had a chance.
But if you would have got your character and then got somebody who gave you, or the gear card only gave you a 1 card extra hand size, and you only had like a 2 or 3 hand size,
I would be hamstrung.
Right, because every time you get cards, you basically would get 1 or 2, depending on where your scavengers are, or if you use your emergency resources thing. So you might be burning cards on accident because you pull too many. So I do think that the combinations of the character and the gear card could lead to potential problems. Now, maybe if you play this game 50 times, you would disagree, but at least in the first play, or at least in the first handful of plays, probably at least a dozen plays, there's no way that non-hardcore playtest gamers of this game are really going to say, yeah, all these are balanced. I think that it suffers a lot more from some of these might be better if you're experienced, but I still think that some of them are just like legit not as powerful.
Better, right. Not saying that they're always going to win, but it gives them a leg up for sure.
Right. I mean, it depends on, it's definitely depending on the handicap. I mean, if 2 players were equally skilled and you give one to one of the people, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to have the edge up because the skill level doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
The game is a Euro. There's no direct conflict. I can't.
Well, there's very
take your
little.
things.
There's like a couple cards in the game where you can basically attack other players.
You can, but wounding is almost like not even a big deal.
Right. You either lose a card or you go face down, and you can't use that the secondary action when you get back up.
I mean,
right.
I guess you could use it in a strategic way where maybe I need to move like 7 spaces to go turn in my apparatus at the very last round of the year, and you come over and wound me, because once you're wounded, you can only do the typical 2 move. You can't move any extra movement.
Right.
But at the same time, you almost have to be in a good position to go do that, because you waste your time. Those attack cards are almost just like, who's near me? Okay, sorry, you're getting hit. I'm getting some points.
Right.
But it's not really going to be used in such a way, or at least for normal gamers.
I wouldn't think it would be enough to make it so that someone who had a very advantageous card draw at the beginning of the game and had powers that went together, that the other players could use something like that to hold them back. I just don't see that happening.
No, I agree with that.
Mm.
Yeah. There's no way you can team up on somebody and really lock them out.
Yeah. So you have this very long game with potentially unbalanced starting positions. That's rough.
Yeah, I don't think all of, like, there's only a couple where I looked at it and I was like, that's broke, or that is absolute trash. The rest of them are okay, like within range of each other. Maybe you don't like it because the play style is a little different from what you were expecting or maybe wanting to do. I can see that being a problem. But other than the actual starting cards and stuff, I think everything else in the game I really enjoyed. Maybe the length, but again, we played the longest possible game.
Right. And we played it on tabletop first time through.
Sure.
So it is going to be a longer game for sure. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully next time we play it, if we could get it down to like 2.5, 3 hours, I think it would be a really, really good game for us.
The only other thing I wish the parasites were a little bit more dangerous. I felt like they were kind of there.
Well, they were, but I think we did a pretty good job of trying to battle each other. And getting rid of those parasites just for the points anyway. I mean,
that's true.
It gives you it incentivizes you to kind of battle those out.
And I guess if you lean the game too much in that direction, it becomes more pandemic than what they probably wanted.
Yeah, there are aspects of the game that I enjoyed. I like the fact that all the little crystals that you get give you an extra power, and that puzzle of trying to use them in the best way that you could during your turn.
Right.
I thought that was very nice. The flow of the game, I enjoyed. It's a 5-hour game, but the way that we played it, I mean, I stuck with it. You know what I mean? Like,
right?
Yeah. We took the person who basically doesn't like massive heavy Euros, and he's okay with it. So
yeah, and you guys know how I feel about Feld games. I just don't like them.
This is not a Feld game, but this felt like
it is not. Yeah. That is true, but it has aspects of that.
Right.
It definitely
has a lot
has
of things you can do to get points, and
yeah,
you're not locked down to doing one thing. Although I do think there's a massive emphasis on getting the shards.
Right.
If you don't get shards, you probably don't have a chance.
Well,
Tim did pretty well in this game too, where he was doing that earlier on, and 3 of us decided late game we need to. All right, we need to get shards now. So we did it like at the end of
things. Sorry,
the
red things that you get from the Colossus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what are the things in the center? What are the things in
apparatus.
Those are apparatus.
Okay, the apparatus is key to the game, actually, I feel. And
it was a combination of the both, right?
Yeah. But here's what I really dislike, is that this is one of those games where, based on the number of players, there's not going to be enough apparatus to go around. So somebody is always going to get screwed.
Well, not necessarily, because it depends on the number of players, how many shards that you put into the Colossus.
Right, I understand that. The thing is, it's always one less than the number of players. Somebody is getting screwed.
Or was it one less? I thought it was equal.
So here's how it works. The Colossus has one less than the player count in him every year. So you get potentially in our 4-player game, or no, it's 1 per player.
Mm-hmm.
So in a 4-player game, he'll have 4 shards in his base the first year. No matter how many get taken out, it only replenishes back to 4. So let's just say all of them get sucked up each year. That's 4, 8, 12 shards among 4 players. And you can only hold 5. So that is a big key. What you're talking about, George, the apparatus in the middle of the board in the city.
Yes.
There are 5 of them, one of each color of the locations. And there's only one per year. So there's only one green, there's only one blue, there's only one red for each year. So at the end of the game, only 3 blue apparatus could have been divvied out.
Mm-hmm. And in a 5-player game.
In a 5-player, well, the 5-player game is a Kickstarter thing, so I kind of feel like that might have been tacked on.
Okay, all right.
But even in a 4-player game, you're right. There's only 3 of each color, so one person, if everyone's going after the same strategy, then I can see, like, for instance, okay, the pink one will double. So the way the apparatus work is you get them and you score them as soon as you get them. And at the end of the game, you score them again. But if you have a shard, you can put it on the apparatus and double the point value. So for instance, the one that scores shards is 5 points per shard. But if you put a shard on it, it'll make it 10 points per shard at the end of the game. So it's heavy amount of scoring.
It's massive. Everyone's going to go for that.
Everybody's going to go for it, but there's only 3 of them.
Well, yeah. Actually, no. Only one person went for it, because none of us had enough shards that were worthwhile.
Well, he said, not in our game, I get that.
Everybody got that apparatus. Everybody, other than one player.
I think.
No, I was the only one who got that one.
Yeah.
But I will agree with you that in every other play with players who understand the value of the shards,
right,
those will be the first things to go. I mean, people are going to go after those. And you're right. In a 4-player game, only 3 people can get them. In a 3-player game, everybody will get them. It just depends on what year you end up getting it, which getting them later on is better,
right?
Because the earlier on you get these apparatus, remember, you get it and you score it. So if you get it too early, you may not even have any of that stuff to score with.
But it's more risky.
It is risky. Yeah.
You can make sure you get it early on. You can try to fight for it later.
Well,
I do think that this game's probably going to be better at 3 players. I
was going to say, this is a 3-player game, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think so, too. Just because maybe, one, for the time length of it, I think it's going to be better at 3.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, anyway, we won't talk too much more about this. You want to add some final thoughts or any points you haven't went over? Let's start with George.
Well, one thing we didn't mention that I actually think is really cool is that this game is made to be combined with another game by the same company. Right. And you put the 2 games together and you make a 3rd game that has nothing to do with either of them.
Right.
Yeah, from my understanding, the other game is called Mythia, Mythea, and I believe it's like a competitive game where you fight stuff. I didn't look too much into that game, but then if you combine the games together, you use, let's just say, half the components from each game, and then this game ends up it's called Mythia: The Fall.
Right.
And you take a lot of the characters from the other game, and it becomes like you defend the city in the middle of this game, and you're defending it versus waves of enemies.
So it's cooperative.
It's cooperative, yeah.
Right.
That is brilliant.
That's fantastic.
Is so cool.
Yeah. Totally makes me want to buy both.
Right.
that could absolutely save this game for me, like someone who's not into this style of game in general. You know,
it'd be an expensive co-op, but it's worth it.
Right.
That's true.
Eric, any other points for you?
No, I mean, overall, I did like it. The only downfall for me was game length, but like I said, I think after repeated plays or, playing it maybe in person as well, that the playtime would be closer to a acceptable level.
Yeah. The length for me was a little long, although I don't really mind playing long games. The only problem is it gets disappointing to play such a long game just because our group won't bring it to the table often.
That's true.
Which I think is pretty consistent with everybody. I mean, unless you dedicate yourself to a long game, unless you're going to play Twilight Imperium a lot, and that's one of the only games you play, you're probably not going to play Twilight Imperium except once a year. And I feel like this might be one of those cases where we won't play it enough for me to really want to buy it.
Right.
But I might end up buying this one anyway.
It is pretty good.
I liked it quite a bit.
The play times goes down, and then you could get to the table more often.
Dude, I think 3 players playing the physical game, and you don't play, you don't get lucky and get every single turn length to be maximum. It's going to be under 3 hours. I think we can knock this down to 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
I do not agree with the time on the box.
No,
I don't see that happening unless 2 players.
90 to 120 minutes.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
If it were possible, it would be good.
Yeah, for me, 2 rankings for our group. It's good. But for me personally, it was a grand slam. I loved everything about this. I loved everything that was happening. The miniatures. even though that we play Tabletop Simulator, they're using the actual STL
miniatures,
files.
right? They were
so they
really
are
nice.
super good looking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. And they look fine. And you can like actually color the bases, because in the actual game it comes with colored bases for the players to put on the bottom. But this one you just color tinted them and they turned out well. Oh, super good. If you have Tabletop Simulator and you don't mind playing it, I highly recommend checking this out. Maybe even taking a look at I don't know if they have any late pledges for Kickstarter, but it's definitely worth trying out on Tabletop, if anything.
Right.
Yeah, give it a try. Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Well, that is Icaion. So the next game we have on this episode is Smiths of Winterforge.
The designers are Jenna Grimsey, Dylan Shearer, Aaron Spark, the artist, Jamie Noble Fryer and Ian O'Toole, and the publisher, Rule and Make and Table Tyrant Games.
So I'm not going to go over all the rules, give you a quick summary of the game, but basically you are trying to make stuff. I didn't read the story, but you're a blacksmith dwarf dude,
dwarf, yeah.
and you're trying to make contracts for like the royalty and stuff. You get a royal contract at the beginning of the game. If you make that, the game will end at the end of the round. Otherwise, you're going to play through and making things throughout the game until the contract deck is empty.
I think it's like accessories, weapons, and armor.
Exactly. And the way you're going to make these is rolling dice. So, but before we get to that, there are essentially 5 spaces on the board that you'll move around to. And on your turn, you have, I believe, 3 actions. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah. So on your turn, you have 3 actions. And basically, you can move or you can do the space that you're on, its action. And most of these spaces have 1 or 2 actions that you can perform. So there's the market district in which you will go there and you can buy different cards that are materials, like raw materials, to forge whatever you're trying to make. They have a symbol on it. The contracts actually have, like, it might need 2 of the gem type things and 1 of the bar of gold type of thing. Whatever. It shows like a type of good that you need to apply to it, but more on that in a minute. There's the guild hall, which is the middle spot. That's going to allow you to get new contracts or possibly some money if you're broke. There is a better place to get money if you're broke, and that's the banking district. That'll allow you to get a loan or pay back a loan. At the end of the game, loans are worth a victory point for up to 2 of them if you paid them off. Otherwise, you're going to get money, but then you have to pay them back by spending more than what you paid. So you might get 8, but then you have to spend 12 to pay it off or whatever. Or maybe it's 10, but you get the point. There's a tavern district where you can go to and buy workers. These workers are going to give you powers that you will use when you're forging, which is the last space, which is the forge district. And when you go there, you can forge a card by taking it out of your hand, putting it on the table, and then committing to that card all the resources that it requires. You can't add more. You can't add less. You have to add exactly that many cards. And each of these cards are essentially going to give you a die, like a 4-sided die or a 6-sided die, 8 or 12, maybe even multiple dice. And then it has a difficulty rating on it that you will then pick up all your dice, you'll roll them, and then add bonuses. Sometimes you'll get bonuses from the workers that you brought. You have a player board in which, as you build things or successfully craft an object, it will raise your rank of like accessories or weapons or armor. You can also go to the forge district and train yourself to move that token up to make it easier for you to craft that type of item, because it's every one it goes up, it's going to give you +1 basically. And so after you roll your dice and you add up all your bonuses, if you equal or exceed the difficulty value, you'll forge this contract and you'll get money. You get to keep the contract. It's worth points, usually like 1 to 4 or something like that. Then obviously you got to get more contracts, buy more stuff, and keep going over and over until the contract deck is empty, or somebody has crafted their royal contract, which is literally a lot harder than the contracts you normally get, because those are, difficulty up to like 20, 25 or so, and the royal contracts are in the mid 40s. So they're much harder to make, but there is, obviously stuff in the game to allow you to do so. The last thing I will mention, and then we'll talk about the game and bring up anything that we want to at that point, is this game does have one unique thing about it where there is a prime location or a prime spot to the first person that goes to each location. So for instance, in the market district, if you go there and nobody's in the prime spot, you can go there and get in the prime spot and it'll give you an extra purchase. So instead of just buying 2 cards, you can buy 3. Obviously still have to pay for it. If you go to the tavern district and you get prime, you can lower you get like a +1 discount on buying a worker. And if you go to like the Forge district, you get an extra point to your bonus when you're rolling to Forge. There's the banking district when you get Prime that will give you an extra $1 when you take a loan, or you actually get to when you pay back on the loan, because in this game you don't actually pay the full loan at one time, or I guess you could, but typically you go and you pay it off incremental, because if you get Prime and you put like $4 gold towards your loan, you actually will get 2 of that gold back. So you only spent 2, but you had to have had 4 to pretend that you put on it. So there's some interesting things there. At the end of the game, you'll get points, like I said, for the contracts that you've completed. You get points if you have 2 workers at the end of the game. You get a point for every loan that you've completed, up to 2. And on your track, on your player board, you have those 3 tracks for the weapons, armors, and accessories. And if they breach certain thresholds, you get points as well. It's 2 and 3 points. So other than that, I think we're ready to talk about it. George, start with you, since we start with Eric on Icaion.
Well, I think the game is very, in a way, simple. It's a simple worker placement game, and you go through making these various things, and you get points for them. It's just contract fulfillment, which makes it a very easygoing, sort of almost lightweight, family sort of weight game, I would say. And the only difficult part of it is trying to determine the odds and when you should go for making a contract and when you should just sort of hold off and get some better cards that give you better dice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you said it was worker placement, which is interesting because it feels like a worker placement, but you're still actually moving, but everything is 1 to 2 spaces away from where you were.
Right. More like an action selection kind of.
You're right.
But I was gonna add that in a 6-player game, it does turn into a full blown worker placement because you get rid of all the movement and you literally just place your guy out.
Yeah,
actually, I think you get 3 agents at that point.
Supposedly, it's a faster game doing it with 6 players than say with 5.
Well, yeah, because I think that. Actually, I don't know why. I was going to say because I think it ends earlier, but I guess it doesn't. It still does the same end conditions.
I think it's just because you're placing out a guy instead of having your 3 actions where you're moving, or you're doing an action, you're moving, you're doing another action, or so you're just placing those 3 guys. 3 guys
you
out
get
to
3
do
guys that you place, and you're actually doing 3 actions of anywhere you go. Whereas now, if you want to do the market and then move over to the tavern, you burn an action for the movement.
Right.
Actually, you burn 2 movements. Yeah, so I guess I can see it being faster because everything is pure actions, and you get rid of any movements.
Through stuff faster.
Which is really weird. Honestly, I don't like that fact. It could be a better game at 6 players because of that, but I don't like games that are dramatically different for player counts.
Yeah, it is different.
I mean, it is kind of like Market is up to 5, and then there's a 6-player like almost variant section of the rule book.
Right.
So I'll give it that, but
I'd be interested to try it at a high play count.
Definitely.
But I did enjoy it at the count that we had.
Yeah, we played with 5.
Yeah.
And I've played it with 3 as well.
There's always the luck factor of the game because you can gather as much crap as you want, but then you roll those dice and they hate you.
Well, it definitely has that push your luck aspect to it because you can get materials which are cheaper, but that's going to give you a lower dice. You might be rolling a D4 instead of a D6 or a D8, so you have less of a chance to get it on your first row. So
no, that makes sense because you can go the cheap route. You're right. Buy cheap stuff. Try to roll max values.
Right.
Yes, but you get a little bit of mitigation in that you get to add 1 every time you fail.
Now, I did kind of like that aspect of it too. So you do fail, but it makes it a little bit easier the next time that you're trying to complete it.
It's a very little bit. Like it should be more.
You think so?
No. Really?
There should be more mitigation in the game, I feel, because people can just not
mitigation of your dice
to roll.
Right. Like if you have a D8 and you roll a 1, you failed.
You're done.
That's true. Right. A D12 is still a 1 to a 12.
Right.
Yeah. And
it'd almost be better if the game was all 6-sided dice and it just gave you so many 6-sided dice.
Yeah, maybe so.
Like
because
that. Right.
I have a friend who just couldn't roll to save his life. He should have won the game. And I mean, the stack of chits on his fail was was so high, it was ridiculous.
He's getting to the point where he has to at least roll a 2 on one of them.
It was getting like that, yeah. It was bad.
So I did have, I guess 2 cons. It kind of goes hand in hand. So one of the cons for me is that so one of the end game conditions is that someone finishes their royal decree, which is nice for that player because it's worth more points than a typical contract. Not only that, whoever finishes it first gets 3 extra points. I kind of deemed it that was kind of baked into what you were making anyway, so I didn't really see the fact that the first person to do it should get 3 extra points. And that first person in this game, it gives it an advantage to the person that goes first. Because, just because you as first player and I completed it during the same round, I don't get those extra 3 points. But we had the same amount of turns. So.
Yeah, and it's very, I don't know, maybe it's not, but it seems unlikely that more than one person would start working on the royal contract at the same time.
Well, maybe even start working at the same time, but it would be probably unlikely that more than one person would do it in the same round.
Yeah.
Because, if you don't, the game ends on the round that whoever makes it.
Yeah.
So if Tim makes it, it's going to end the round, and I'm not going to have the chance to do so.
Right.
For the next round.
In the game that I played with 3 players, I started working on my King's contract.
Oh.
And one of the other players realized I was doing that and immediately started working on theirs. So it became this race just between the two of us.
Did it just end up being like each of you failing over and over until somebody got it?
And then whoever got it first won.
So that's lame.
Right.
Yes.
Just give 8 points or whatever for the card and let the game continue to the end.
Sure.
Right. Well, so that's a concern for me too.
End condition. Which, another thing, I try to kind of do some research on it as well, because I kind of thought that whoever does the contract has a pretty good chance of winning the game. And then there was one other person that stated that he tried to do that. He just starts it early. He'll fail, and that's kind of what George did as well. You'll fail, quite a few rounds, but every time you fail, you're making it easier and easier to accomplish it. And as soon as you're, even if you luck into it or whatever, it ends the game, so you end it earlier than really maybe than it's intended to, and then you end up getting more points.
Yeah, I would agree. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and say that I really like this game. I absolutely hate almost everything about the scoring.
Mm-hmm.
All of it. I think it's dumb that you have to have 2 workers at the end of the game, like both of your slots with a worker.
Oh, to get the
points.
Extra point, right.
The loans, that's dumb. I get the idea because the gamble, but it gives you 1 point for doing it.
Yeah,
it's
that,
like
that
the
was
game,
really weird. Right.
The game ends up being like, I won with 7 points. I won with 11 points. And then they took a game that has literally a scoring that's 15 or below, maybe 20 or 25 if you work through the entire contract deck. But I'm suspecting that people are going to eventually build the royal contract at late game, if anything.
Right.
And the point is, it has a crappy tiebreaker. It's just like, here's a thing.
Well, I think the tiebreaker is whoever completed the most contracts, right?
Yeah. Meh.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't
agree.
know.
The scoring is strange.
The scoring is garbage. I don't like anything about it, but the game's quite a bit of fun. So
yeah, the gameplay was pretty good, but there's other aspects to it that I didn't prefer.
There are some extra things. I don't know if you played with them, George. There's 4 different locations that you can add to the game as well. They kind of add some stuff up or change some things up.
I didn't add those in, but I've heard that some of the things that they add, there's more take that going on, which I don't
there's one
particularly
I think
enjoy.
that you can
so
pay
it's not
to
my thing.
And steal a card from someone's hand. So that
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you don't have to use them all, but I heard that a couple of them are pretty good.
I feel
Either
like
way,
expansions are something that you would want in this game because it is simple almost to the point of,
Being
I
too
wonder
simple.
how much staying power there would be. Yeah,
Mhm.
it might be too simple. That's not a bad thing. It's easy play and enjoyable. It's just, can you make it into a deeper game with those?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I don't think with those, they're really mini type of expansions, but
Okay.
maybe if they added another expansion to it to put a new element on it.
yeah, I don't
Right.
see a lot of expansions coming out for this, but I mean, if there was one, that would be kind of neat. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, especially if it had something really cool or added some kind of way to, as long as other people think the same as we do, to fix the scoring and make it a little bit more, I don't know, like interesting, I guess. I just don't like all the bonus points. Like I get it for, I don't know. You know what? it kind of reminds me of Blood Rage in some way.
You don't like that, right, do this.
That track.
Right.
I don't like the track that's like, hey, you know that track that makes you better on everything you do, and it raises up and up and up and up and up and up. It makes it easy and makes you a god. We're just going to incentivize that and give you more points for doing that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, no, that's make it easier throughout the game, but maybe you still have to earn the points. Don't just give me bonus points for being, it's like a rich get richer type of thing.
Right.
You're really good at crafting weapons. So because you could basically not have to roll dice if you went far enough on this track, you're going to get 3 points. Why? I don't understand that. Like,
Yeah.
just give gold or something. But then all the other stuff with the loans and having to have a pair of workers I get the idea behind the pair of workers, because every time you successfully forge, you have to pay the workers $1.
Right. And if you don't
each.
have enough money,
They go away. They're like,
Yeah.
all right, peace out. You didn't pay me.
Well,
I almost think
I
that
don't
you
think
should have to
you'll
pay them
never-
even if you fail.
You'll not have enough money unless you have the option to not pay him. I forgot if that was option.
You do have the option to not pay them. You
But-
could choose to pay them or not, but you get the
payout, and then you
yeah.
can pay him from your payout.
right.
yeah.
But overall, I did quite enjoy the game. I mean, this might not be one I would buy at full price, but if I came across it for a good deal, I'd pick it up. But I had a lot of fun with it. I think if you like D&D style dice, this is definitely going to be a game for you. If you like rolling 4-sided and 6-sided, 8-sided and 12-sided,
If you like some
Good stuff.
the pusher aspect to it as well, I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, that's the most interesting part of it, is just trying to decide at what point do you feel the odds are in your favor to go ahead and try to make that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly. All right, final thoughts, Eric.
It was all right.
It's a game.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I would play it. It's all right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'll play it. That's what I'm saying. I'll pick it up. I might math trade for this. I wouldn't rush out your door and go buy it, but it's enjoyable, and I wouldn't pass up the opportunity to play it, especially if you've never played it before.
Absolutely. I'm with you on there. Yep.
Well, cool. That is Smiths of Winterforge. And the last game on this episode is The Crew, The Quest for Planet 9.
The designer is Thomas Singh. Artist is Marco Armbruster. And the publisher is KOSMOS.
I said plant it. It almost turns into a building, terraforming game instead. The Crew is a pretty small card game. There's not a whole lot of rules to it. You've got a deck of cards that have, I believe, 4 suits that go from 1 to 9. And then you have a 5th suit, which is basically rocket ships. And I believe you put 1 in per player up till 5 players. Is that right?
I think there's always 1 through 4.
1 through 4 on the rocket ships.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. We always play at 4 players, so we're just going to talk about it in that case. I think the game is mostly a 4-player game, but we'll debate that later. Anyway, will shuffle. We'll come back to that. You shuffle the deck. You pass out the cards evenly to each player. In a 4-player game, that ends up being 10 cards apiece. And then whoever has the 4 of rockets reveals it. They're going to be the starting person, the commander, so to speak. And we're going to come back to one other thing that adds to this game, but I'm going to explain the main rules of it. It's basically a kind of like a bare bones trick taking game until you add in the missions. So the idea is you play a card and everybody has to follow suit. If you don't have that suit, you can play off. Whoever wins the suit wins the trick, or not wins the suit. Whoever plays the highest card of the lead suit wins the trick and gets all the cards, puts them in front of them. Now they're the next person to start the next hand, so on and so forth until all the cards are played. This is a fully cooperative game. The whole point of the game, though, is you have this mission book that has 50 missions in it, and you'll play through each one. If you fail it, you replay it and you keep a tally. And at the end of the game, however many attempts that you played throughout the entire game ends up being your score. The lower value, obviously, the better. And these missions are going to provide basically what you need to do to win, because it's not about just winning tricks like most trick-taking games that are competitive. In this one, it might be you flip out 3 cards and you have to win the first one before you win the second one, but the third one doesn't matter when you win it. Depending on how the cards come out, it might be problematic because maybe you need to win the 1 yellow card before you win the 9 yellow card. Stuff like that. Or maybe there's, other missions where whoever the commander is has to win 4 tricks or whatever. So there's all kinds of missions. There's 50 of them. There's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different things in those.
50 different things.
It's basically 50 different things, but there's like a lot of them end up being a mix of two or three of them or whatever. Mm-hmm. The last thing is the way the communication works. You can't speak, but what you do have is this little communicator token that you'll at any point once per kind of like game, I guess, once per mission,
right?
Once per attempt. Let's say that when you could take a card from your hand and put it up on the table, and you can put that token on that card. And if you put it at the top of the card, it's saying, "Hey, this is my highest card of this value of this color." If you put it at the bottom, "Hey, this is my lowest of this color." And if you put it in the middle, you're like, "This is my only card of this color." Now, obviously, you can't say anything else. You just kind of plop it out there, and you can pick up a reminder card to put in your hand because that will stay face up until you actually play it. So you're not just telling people right then and then putting back in your hand where people will forget. It stays out. And that's pretty much the game. I mean, you pick a mission as a small little blurb for a story. You play the mission. If you fail, what you can do, you have this little satellite token that you can employ. And what that will do is it adds an attempt to your total score for that mission. But from then on for that mission, each attempt that you do will actually allow you to, before you start, you can pass a card to your left. I think it was.
It was left or right. You choose.
Oh, yeah. You choose left or right as a team, I guess, or the commander maybe.
Right. Everyone. Yeah.
Everyone. Yeah. And then you just pass one card. I don't think you can talk about that a lot, but you do it after you see the win conditions. So you might know that.
And obviously what's in your hand.
Yeah. Yeah. So you might know that somebody needs to get a specific card. Maybe it's beneficial to pass that card to them if you have it or whatnot.
Right. You can't talk about anything that you're passing before you pass.
Yeah, no, you gotta think that through. So that's mostly the rules. If you think of anything else, mention them. But overall, I think it's a trick taking game.
Yeah. So for myself, I like trick taking games. So this was in my wheelhouse per se. But I liked it a lot. I will say that for those of you that keep track of your games, it might be a little harder to kind of determine on how you're going to keep track of this game because it is almost meant to play, through all these missions. So are you going to keep track of, is that one whole game or is every mission a game? And games, each mission only takes, say 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something. So you're going to...
I did it each mission. Mm-hmm. If we played that mission 5 times, that's one entry in BG stats. If I played it once and we beat it.
Per mission is a...
Per mission, okay. Yeah. So I essentially will enter 50 plays once we finish the game.
Awesome. So yeah, it's also something that you're probably not going to get through in one sitting, I would imagine. It's going to be multiple sittings to get through all these missions because more than likely you're going to play some missions multiple times as well.
Oh yeah.
More than likely. Yeah. I mean, because you can literally it's said that mathematically every single hand can beat every single mission.
Right.
The problem is no.
Yeah. I mean, mathematically, maybe that's possible.
If you go back and deconstruct it for 45 minutes and play every card and see how it works out.
There's only one way to do it or something, right?
Yeah. If you have to play this exact card to start that process and you don't play that, you're not going to know it until you fail and then go back and like debrief and try to, power through that puzzle. So,
which I think we talked about a little bit on the last podcast as well. We actually did that on one of the missions. We was like, all right, let's see if we can actually win this mission.
Figure it out.
Don't play that game. Don't play that card. That's going to kill us.
Yeah.
But play something else. So we stopped and went back and tried to, game that mission to try to win, but we still couldn't. So sometimes it's going to be really a uphill battle.
Yeah, and that could be luck of the draw. It's just stacked against you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's part of the excitement of it, part of the fun of it.
Right. Trying to figure out that puzzle element of what do we need to do to make these 4 things happen, maybe in specific orders as well.
I thought it was really fun.
Really enjoy this one.
I do too.
I like trick-taking games myself, but I also really enjoy co-op games, and so having the two together, there's a couple out there like that, like Fox in the Forest and The Mind to a degree, like that kind of stuff. Like it's a little bit similar, but this really does give you. Yeah,
I agree. This does give you a feeling of that cooperativeness to it and that team play aspect.
And people say that the theme is pasted on, but I don't care. Like the idea that you're in space and so things are weird because you're in space and you can only communicate a little bit because who knows why? Maybe your radios don't really work that well.
Every mission they give you a little blurb.
I mean, they're giving you like 1950s gear if you look at the art. It's not like you're like cutting edge of technology, which is like ironic because I think in the story it's like back in 2006. Like,
yeah, the art is so good. I love the art, and since it's just that's all there is to the game. Really, it's very simple deck of cards. Having the art be so vibrant but also pretty clever. Each separate picture.
I'll tell you this: I've never looked at the art longer than your background that you have on your Zoom virtual background. Like I literally do not care about the art in this game.
Right. Really?
But it's all about the mechanics.
I'm not
and
saying
what
it's
doing.
bad, but I'm just saying like it absolutely. I forgot there was even people on them.
Yeah. You only look at colors and numbers. Because you're too focused on trying to... Right.
Yeah, I'm only looking at colors and numbers, man. That's all that matters.
And it is good totally that it has into the story. Like, I appreciate that there's a story.
Oh, yeah. I think it adds to it.
Training, and then you have to go out past the moon, and you have to go out past... Yeah, I really like everything about that.
And the price point on this is pretty good as well. I think you can get it for $15 or something, so...
Oh, yeah. $15 for the amount of gameplay you get. The only thing I worry about, though, is once you finish it, like, I don't really think I'll play this with anybody else.
I don't worry about that at all. I don't worry about that at all because every time you deal out those cards, it's a totally different puzzle.
Right. And you don't really have to, go through all 50 missions if you wanted to. You can bust it out and like, all right, let's play mission 15. Let's play mission 32.
You can actually get dice and then randomize which mission you play.
That's true.
There you go. Yeah.
This game, the thing about playing it from start to finish, though, is it teaches you how to play a trick-taking game.
It does.
Like I would say
if you want to get better at trick-taking, this is definitely trick-taking the tutorial.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll say that might be a little downfall, depending on if you're playing with a player that doesn't really get the concepts very well. And since you're playing it as a group, one person that's not really understanding, hey, this is the only way that this is going to be able to happen. We have a yellow one that needs to be won first. So, you have to play off seats to try to, get that out or something.
Well, there was an interesting comment that I saw on BGG that said that they were playing this with like their 4 or 5-year-old child because they could just say, hey, play a high yellow. They could just help them along.
Right.
But they still enjoy the game. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I guess that is cool. And plus, you don't spoil anything by playing a mission. Unlike certain cooperative games where once you play it, it kind of gets, if you were going to play it with a child or somebody who's not very good at games or whatever and have to help along or whatever, it might spoil like your playthrough of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If you were playing
like Time Stories or something. Or Legacy game. That's a better one because you're like, I would have had more fun if I played with someone because it's like a game you're probably not likely to play again. Mm-hmm. And especially not with all the first surprises. This has no surprises. I mean, it really is just 50 ways to play the game.
Yeah.
In a specific order.
Yeah. I could see myself playing this for a very, very long time to come with different groups. Absolutely.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I do like the limited communication. So it still gives you a way to communicate some things, but there's a lot that you can, a lot of information that you can gather by showing one card and saying, hey, I got multiples of these cards. This is my highest or lowest. Yeah, so.
Yeah. I think that trick-taking games are the only co-op games that I'm okay with, like, no communication. Mm-hmm. Because you can convey a lot of information just by what you do.
Well,
it takes a little bit of experience for other people to see that.
Right. And
for experience for you to do that.
Yeah.
Where
exactly. Teach you don't talk at all, but you play one card and you're like, I got you, bro. I got you. Yeah. It's like, I know exactly what half your hand is now.
Or you play one card and your partner's like, I hate you so much.
Right. You are not supposed to take this trick from me.
Do you even teach you?
Right.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah.
All right. Final thoughts on the crew.
Highly recommended.
Superb.
Cool. Yep. I'm a pretty big fan. I liked it more than I thought I would. So cool. That is the crew. So for the meat of this episode, I took a news item and expanded it into a full topic because I think there's enough here to where we'll go, more than a few minutes. So this is the 14th annual Golden Geek Award nominees announced for 2019. And the voting is going on now. I believe this was posted on April 19th. We're doing this podcast on the 24th. So it's only a few days after this came out. And we're going to run through these. Obviously, we can't play every game known to man of the 1,000 to 1,500 titles that are released each year. But we will talk about some. Maybe we'll talk about just, speculation, even though we haven't played some of these games. So the first category is 2-player games. And I'm going to run through these real quick. We have these up on our computers just to kind of, not bog you all down with listening and trying to remember all these games. But we have Blitzkrieg World War II in 20 minutes, Claustrophobia 1642, Foothills, King Domino Duel, Mandala, Nagaraja, Shobu, Skulk Hollow, Undaunted, Normandy, and Watergate. What do you all think? What do you think? Which one?
Wow.
We could do just whatever's going to win or first runner-up. We'll just do, if you want to add a second one, do a runner-up.
I just put my picture up that shows which one I think it's.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Shobu all the way.
Yeah,
Shobu all the way.
Really good abstract game. If I had to put another one, I'll put I haven't played Claustrophobia 1643. I played the original one, and I like that quite a bit. So I know they made some improvements. So I'll put that one in there as well.
That's fine. I think that I would pick Shobu. I highly believe that Watergate is going to win this.
Really?
Highly believe. Because out of all these, I think maybe King Domino Duel, but first off, I didn't even know it was a game. So I don't know how well that game, I don't know how well, did you know about this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
King Domino Duel?
Yes.
Man, I don't know where I've been, but I didn't know it was a game. I didn't know Skull Kylo was 2 players.
Oh, yeah.
Is it only 2-player?
It is only 2-player.
I think all these games are only 2.
I mean, Mandala's got some pretty good buzz going on, but Watergate is being talked about left and right. And that's the only reason I think that it's going to do really well. That's the Capstone Games 2-player game. Man, it looks really good. I haven't played it. We kind of stay away from 2-player games, so this category is totally not for us for the most part. I mean, George might play more than what we do, or maybe I guess Eric's been doing a lot of 2-player games. But
not a lot of these, but
now. Yeah, I've played Skull Hollow, and it's on my trade pile.
Oh, is it?
Owned. So get out. Anyway, yeah, I really hope that Shobu wins. I think it's gonna be Watergate. What do y'all think again? Obviously, George says Shobu.
Yeah,
I say Shobu.
Or Claustrophobia.
Cool. Do you have a runner-up, George?
Well, the one that I think will probably actually win, it's probably going to be King Domino Duel if it's if it's a popularity contest.
That's true. It didn't King Domino win Spill? It did something because he got.
It's been real popular, so I'm not sure if this is decided just by voted by popularities. I think that's all it is, right? So probably that.
It's popular vote. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my guess.
I mean, you can go on there and click it and do your voting. All right, well, let's go to artwork and presentation. We have Atlantis Rising 2nd Edition, Escape Plan, The Isle of Cats, Paladins of the West Kingdom, Parks, PAX Premier 2nd Edition, Suburbia Collector's Edition, Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, Tapestry, and Wingspan. Wingspan wins, but let's talk.
Yeah, right. Oh, look at that bird. But
Wingspan's going to win because it's a popularity contest, not because it deserved it.
No, it absolutely deserves it.
I do not agree.
What are you talking about?
Art and presentation. If you put Wingspan and right next to it you put Tainted Grail.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Tainted Grail all the way.
So awesome.
All the way.
No, the amount of skill that it takes to paint one of these birds exactly like a real bird, and there's so many cards in the game.
Are you talking about that bird right there? That is a real bird.
No, I'm talking about that bird right there.
That's not a card.
The art is amazing. The art is fantastic. And Tainted Grail, okay, I mean, it's not bad, but it's just like fantasy generic art that is slapped around.
It's awesome looking.
It's not.
It's phenomenal.
It's not realistic.
I don't think Tainted Grail's going to win, though, just because it's a popularity contest. But I do think it's amazing looking.
Mm-hmm.
I think Paladins of the West Kingdom is going to have a big shot at it just because of how well those games have been doing.
Yeah.
Although I think I think the art's great, but
I think the art's okay.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, one of these PAX Premiere, I don't see why it's in here because the art in that, at least
it's
for
more
me,
like graphic design.
Yeah, the box art
Yes.
for me is actually kind of ugly. The
Well,
card
box,
art
Yeah.
is actually not too bad, but and the game itself is actually pretty nice on the table. But box art for me is like, bah.
Yeah, I don't think it's box. No.
What
certainly
about that Isle of Cats? I don't even know why it's on this list. Did that game? I mean, it looks like a game, but I mean,
Right.
I don't think it looks like a game. It's on an artwork and presentation
I agree.
nomination
Yeah.
list.
I agree with you there. It's not going to win for art. No.
Nah.
Yeah.
For me, myself, I give it to Tainted Grail. I'm probably pretty sure Wingspan is going to win it, but it probably should not.
I think so too. And as a matter of fact, I don't think Tapestry should be on here either. Presentation, maybe, not artwork. I think the artwork of the game looks like it's okay. The board game box is awesome, and the actual statue things for your buildings or whatever are pretty nice. But overall, I don't think that.
And maybe that's actually kind of PAX Premiere too, because if you actually go to the components of that game, they're really nice.
I guess this is presentation as well.
Right.
And Wingspan does have a nice presentation. I mean, it's got a lot of cool stuff going on for it.
Right. It has those eggs, which are nice.
Yeah. Actually, George, there's a 3D printed thing I found that's awesome.
Yeah.
It looks like, those old time, I guess they're at like movie theaters and stuff, but they have the little change thing on their belt.
Yeah.
They would have like the quarters and dimes, and they would like flick the coins out for your change.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that, but it stands up and it has all the different tokens in them. And you pull them out from the bottom, and you take one of them and you put it upright at the top to show what's in that stack.
Nice. No, that sounds useful.
Yeah. So there you go. Presentation. Just got to 3D print it.
Right.
Yeah. I think the Tainted Grail is pretty awesome looking, but I don't think it's going to win this. I think Tapestry or Wingspan is going to take it away just because of popularity.
It's Wingspan. Wingspan is gorgeous. It looks great on the table. All the individual pictures of art of those birds, they're all tremendous. And
They're all right.
The one, the one that I don't think should be on the list is Parks, because that wasn't created for that game. Like that art those were all made as promotional posters for the parks.
Oh, gotcha. And they're
repurposing them. I mean, I don't know. Is that fair?
It's kind of like taking modern art and saying it's in an artwork contest now. It's like this is all. It's like, okay, sure, yeah, the Mona Lisa should win.
So I think for nostalgia quality, and people might say, I really love Parks. I'm going to pick that one because, I remember going to whatever park and having a great time. Like it could do well, and the art is wonderful, but it wasn't made for a board game,
right?
Anyway.
All right, we're going to go on to card game now.
Yeah.
All right, so for card game, we have Aeon's End Legacy. We have The Crew, which we talked about in the previous segment. The Crew, The Quest for the Planet 9. Imperial Settlers, Empires of the North. It's a Wonderful World. Llama with 2 L's. No, I guess it has 2 L's anyway, but dots all between them. Marvel Champions, the card game. Point Salad, Res Arcana, Tussie Mussy, Villagers, and Wingspan. That's a really odd category for me because some of them are like
that's not a card
board
game.
Games with a lot of cards, and some of them are just cards.
Like Wingspan doesn't belong in a card game category.
It does not belong in that category at all.
And if it actually wins in this category, it makes no sense.
Right. Or Aeon's End, really. Those are
right, because Aeon's End is more of like
board games. If it's a card game, it should just be cards.
Right.
Right, I agree. Like Point Salad is
a card game.
Or Llama is absolutely like
The Crew, card game. I mean, it has a couple little other things besides
tokens
cards
or something.
But it doesn't have like a board and
like Aeon's End, I get it's a deck builder, but at the same time, you can almost like, for instance, what's that game that Dragonfire? A lot of it has you have all these different locations and stuff. Like, I don't know. At some point, it's no longer a board game. It's just a board game, or it's no longer a card game. It's a board game with a lot of cards.
Right. I think half that category needs to be disqualified, and I
agree.
I give it to The Crew.
I do too.
Give it to The Crew.
Yeah.
I haven't played Res Arcana, but I have a strong suspicion that it's going to do really well.
It is really good, but I still give it to The Crew.
You still give it to The Crew?
Yes. 4.
I'm going to give it to Point Salad, but that game was so good. It's
right.
a little card game.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, yeah.
You know, if we're taking away, like, you know, the bigger games like Aeon's End and Wingspan and stuff,
Right.
Oh, Marvel
and just
Champions.
focusing on a card game.
Marvel Champions has a lot of buzz as well, so that
I think that's
in
a very
contention.
tough category to pick. Yeah.
But I haven't played it. Actually, I have played it, but not the full game. I've demoed it.
My headset's got a buzz in it, but I know it's just the one of the cables, not the recording cable. Anyway. All right, cool. Well, then cooperative game it is. We have Aeon's End Legacy, Atlantis Rising 2nd Edition, The Crew, Cthulhu Death May Die, Horrified, Letter Jam, The Lord of the Rings Journey to Middle Earth, Marvel Champions, the card game, Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, and U-Boat, the board game. What do y'all think about this one?
Let's see.
Bam.
What's that?
That is Atlantis Rising 2nd edition.
Cool.
Well, I've seen a lot of pictures of this.
Yeah, it's good.
Have you got a chance to play this one?
I've not played the 2nd edition. I have the 1st edition, and I really love it.
Awesome.
So I will pick up the 2nd edition one of these days in a trade of some kind. So,
Yeah.
but it's fantastic, and it's the sort of improvement over the original that I've heard. Like, you know, there were a few problems with the original, and I would always play the original with some house rules and with a variant that one of the BGG people made that changed the Atlantean Navy into something completely different.
Oh.
And so they've taken that on board and put it into the next edition, changed the very things that I was having a problem with. So
Awesome.
I really think it'll be really good.
I'll have to kind of put this on my watch list.
Yep.
Cool.
But myself, maybe Cthulhu Death May Die, or maybe The Crew.
I think Horrified's going to have a great chance at this.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But it's been out for a while, so I don't think the buzz is still there for it to maybe take this category.
Yeah.
It's too much of a pick up and deliver.
Yeah. And a
It's
little bit more
too samey.
simplistic.
Well, I'm saying, like,
It's a good game.
I think
It's
from the
fun.
popularity contest, Horrified's got a good chance.
Mhm.
I don't think it should win this because I think some of the other games are better.
Mhm.
Maybe Cthulhu Death May Die might be in the running just because the crazy miniature, quote unquote miniature.
Right.
Max is true.
But yeah. But Letter Jam is pretty good on here too. I mean, I think that's a pretty fun. There's a lot of good games on this list. It's just weird because they're all over the place. I mean, small little card game, massive campaign game.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
It's
weird, but
super hard to pick between those kinds of things.
yeah. I mean, even Aeon's End has a pretty good chance too because Aeon's End is really, really popular.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Horrified. Although I don't agree with it, I'm going to pick Horrified. As well.
You don't agree with it?
I'm not picking the games that I think will win. I'm picking the game that I personally
You
like
think?
best.
Okay.
That's fair. All right, well, let's do expansion. I guess there's more of these categories I thought there were. We're going to burst through these a little bit faster. Expansions, you get the Seventh Continent expansion, Everdell, Pearlbrook, Everdell, Spirecrest, Food Chain Magnets expansion, which is the catch-up mechanism. Gloomhaven, Forgotten Circles, the Quacks of Quedlinburg, Herb Witches, Teotihuacan, late pre-classic period, Terraforming Mars, Turmoil, Underwater Cities, New Discoveries, and Wingspan European expansion. We already know George's pick.
No, you don't.
No.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh, that's right. No, I know. You're right. You're not picking the Wingspan, are you?
I am not.
Yeah, you weren't a fan of that.
I'm a very big fan of European birds, but I'm not a fan of that expansion when a user on BGG made a better expansion, also European birds.
Oh, really?
Anyway.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Some of these expansions, I don't know. The Wingspan expansion seems kind of mad to me.
Mhm.
yeah.
If I remember correctly, I think the Turmoil expansion from Terraforming Mars seems kind of meh. The Herb Witches Quack of Quedlinburg thing was okay.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
you know,
nice. It was nice. It's good.
it's like so little. It
Yeah.
it doesn't add
It
a
doesn't
lot.
change much, no.
The Everdell expansions were pretty good. We played with
Bam.
both of those, right?
We played with Pearlbrook. We
played with
haven't
Pearlbrook.
played Firecrest yet.
Yeah. But, oh my
So I think by
God.
default, I'm going to choose Pearlbrook.
All right.
I'm lumping them together.
Oh, okay.
There's no reason to
Both?
separate those. You know?
They're two different expansions.
Well, no other game on the list has two different expansions.
I mean,
Why
this
would you
is
do that?
true, but these.
Pick the
I guess they
best
could have
one
came
and
out
put
with
it
two
on the list.
expansions. All I know is, I agree. I would be kind of upset if Wingspan wins because I feel like that expansion's kind of, here's some more cards.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with, but I don't think it's a best expansion qualifier.
But here's the thing. If half the people think Pearlbrook is the best and half the people think Spirecrest, that's splitting the vote for Everdell when really it had the best expansion.
Well, expansions.
Yeah. If you look at it as a whole, Everdell wins hands down.
True, but are you going to play with both these expansions every time?
Yes.
All right, well, let's move on to the next one.
All right.
Family game. Family game, we have Azul, Summer Pavilion, Cartographers, A Role Player Tell, The Crew, Draftosaurus, Horrified, The Isle of Cats, Parks, Point Salad, Tiny Towns, and Wingspan. What do y'all think about that one?
I don't know. I like The Crew. I see Wingspan on here, so it's probably going to win that for sure.
Family game, though. Family game.
Kind of agree. But
I think Azul, just because...
Oh, well,
this
is Azul Summer
really
Pavilion, which I haven't played, so I can't really comment on it too much. But although I like Azul, the base game, quite a bit, but I would like to say The Crew or Cartographers.
Cartographers is so good.
It is.
Really enjoyed this.
No, it's this one. It is that one.
He's putting Isle of Cats?
I don't know.
Absolutely. Family game? Yeah.
It might be good, but man, I don't.
Is it family good?
Know. Is it family good? Is it Ticket to Ride? Is it Splendor? No, I don't know. I'm gonna go. I hope Cartographers win because I really like that. But Azul's good, or has a shot at it at least.
Do you see more people in the family like being drawn to a game about making a map versus playing with cats, rescuing cats off an island?
I think Isle of Cats is probably too deep for families.
It has a family mode, which is tremendous.
Uh-huh.
Well, fair enough. If you're stupid, play this mode. Are we going to move on to innovative?
Yes.
We got Barrage, The Crew, The King's Dilemma, Letter Jam, PAX Premiere 2nd Edition, QE, Tainted Grail, U-Boat, Wavelength, Wingspan. Is this unanimous? We got it, right?
What?
We got it?
What?
I doubt
this is innovative.
I would say Wavelength for sure.
Exactly.
I don't see... This is, again, where I don't see Wingspan needs to be an innovative
there's no
game.
Innovation to Wingspan.
There's nothing new in the Wingspan.
No, there's
exactly.
no. Wingspan is not innovative.
Which is not a bad thing to say. I'm just saying there is no innovation.
No,
it's just a game.
Be on the list.
Well,
it should not.
PAX Premiere as well as it's the second edition. I forgot exactly what they changed from the first edition, but I don't think they did anything innovative in that game as well. It's a good game. Is it innovative?
Letter Jam?
I'm absolutely going with Letter Jam. A
Letter
cooperative
Jam.
word game that's massively innovative. The way that they worked out how to do the deduction and play it in a cooperative fashion, that's never been done.
That's true.
All right.
But the only reason I'm going with Wavelength is because they added a component that hasn't been used before, and it works really well. It's not just a gimmick. I mean, it is a gimmick to a degree, but it's a very good gimmick that makes the game what it is.
It does, and the component is innovative, but the game itself is not. There's a Jackbox game that is basically Wavelength, and it's been out forever.
Well, fair enough.
But do they have the component?
It's on the computer.
That always gets me. Like the innovative categories, I always think are stupid.
Well,
I just think
maybe not really stupid because there are some innovative games, but a lot of people want to.
True.
They don't pick innovative games to be in the category. Although I do think Letter Jam is a good choice.
Yeah, I don't mind Letter Jam being in there, but there's other games in here that really doesn't need to be in here.
I think a more innovative choice. Actually, I can't remember what year, but the Faceless.
Oh,
with
okay.
The compass and the magnets. Was that this past year? I don't know.
It might be.
That would be more innovative.
I don't know what this buzzing is, but it's bothering me. Anyway, let's move on to party games.
Okay, so that's why.
Yeah.
All right, so party games, we have Letter Jam, Medium, Men at Work, Obscurio, Paranormal Detectives, Team 3 Green, which, I mean, why? There's both games are exactly the same, but whatever.
They didn't want to split the vote like Everdell.
I guess. Throw Burrito, Wavelength, We're Doomed, Wits and Wagers. It's Vegas, baby. Party games, man.
Bam.
Team 3 was kind of fun, but Wavelength is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have
I
to
don't
give
really
it to
consider
that.
Men at Work a party game.
I don't either.
I don't either.
No.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I don't even think Leather Jam is a party game.
No. It's a strange
Medium's not a party game. I mean, it has a party of people that you play it with.
Yeah.
But it's really like a game that you play with 2 other people.
party. Well,
You got 12 people there, but you're playing with 2 other people.
well, like we said before, when you play Medium with a large group, you really need to have 2 groups working on a thing going around at the same time.
It's not good the more people you get.
No.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think We're Doomed
Oh,
is even a good game.
depends on.
But a lot of people are going to like it.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Expectations. Depending on your expectations
Yeah.
on what you kind
I
of want
guess.
from the game.
Yeah.
All right. So anything else print and play? We're going to skip the print and play.
Sure.
Unless there's one that, George, you think there's anything on there. 12 patrols, 13 sheep, roll estate, tiny
Nope.
forming Mars, under falling skies.
I think they're all really good. Actually, check them out. People who haven't. But I chose Roll Estate.
Okay.
I just think it's clever. It's sort of like Ganshon clever, so it's not innovative, but it's very nice for what it is. So
Yeah.
go with that.
Any input on solo games, or are we going to skip that?
I would say skip.
Yeah.
I chose Wingspan.
That's because it's the only one you played solo.
That's right.
I'll choose Cartographers, but I've never actually played it
Solo. Mm-hmm.
There's Arion, Cartographers, Cloudspire, The Lord of the Rings, Lux Eternia, Marvel Champions card game, PAX Premier second, Tainted Grail, twice as clever, Wingspan. I mean, Tainted Grail, man. If you're playing a massive campaign game by yourself,
Well, actually, a lot of people like that a lot.
I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
what man?
Because
I
you gotta,
guess.
if you're not, then you have to schedule that with whoever else every
Right.
time, and yeah.
I mean, I guess I could have finished Kingdom Death by now.
There you go.
All right, so let's do strategy game. They got Barrage, City of the Big Shoulders, Glenmore 2 Chronicles, Maracaibo, Paladins of the West Kingdom, PAX Premier second, Pipeline, Res Arcana, Tapestry, Wingspan.
I'm gonna give it to
A couple of these we haven't played,
Yeah,
but
I'll give it to PAX Premiere. I liked it. It was fun.
yeah.
I'm gonna go with Isle of Cats. No, I'm just kidding.
You just add it in there as a write-in.
Yeah. Shoehorn.
No, my
I'm gonna go-
actual choice is Wingspan once again.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm going to pick Wingspan just because
you think it's gonna win, or it should
I
win?
think-
I do think it's going to win, and
I
what I
it
think
might-
is
it's
going to
gonna
win
win.
is Tapestry. I think Tapestry's going to win.
Tapestry?
Really?
Huh.
Yeah. I don't know. Cause Pipeline's got a lot of buzz as far as how deep it is. Barrage, I don't think has a chance. I think Barrage is way too complicated for a category like this for enough people to have.
I think
played
Barrage
it
and Pipeline
cared about
is
it.
probably in the same category
Yeah.
of deepness.
yeah, they almost need deep strategy game category.
I
Do you-
think that's really what they should really do. Is like it needs a complexity rating of over 3 or something to be in this
Yeah, they should
category.
separate it into categories of
Light
complexity.
strategy and heavy
Right.
strategy. Yeah.
Absolutely, that would make
Yeah,
it
I agree with that.
make much more sense. Do you
All right,
think?
let's go with-
Sorry, the Glenmore Chronicles, the original Glenmore, did it get enough recognition?
I think it did, but I don't think Glenmore 2 got a lot of buzz at all.
I'm just wondering if
I really liked Glenmore when we played it, and I think 2 is like basically the same game with some modifications.
But the only way it could win is if people think that Glenmore 1 didn't get enough plaudits, when it was first coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it has a chance, unfortunately.
I don't either.
Especially with Wingspan on the list.
It's Wingspan, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's Tapestry, but I think Wingspan and Tapestry are going to go neck and neck on that one.
Yeah, at least as far as.
And then like second rank would be Maracaibo and Paladins of the West Kingdom. And then everything else kind of falls in the third rank. If I had to guess.
All right.
All right, thematic game. We got Clank Legacy Acquisitions Incorporated, Cthulhu Death May Die, Dune, Horrified, Jaws, The Lord of the Rings Journey to Middle-earth, Marvel Champions, the card game, Star Wars Outer Rim, Tainted Grail, and U-Boat. What do y'all think about this one? He put Inish. Why not?
Inish is not even in there.
Theme?
No, this is it.
It's going thematic. Which is that?
Yeah. It's Tainted Grail.
Okay.
Yeah, Tainted Grail's theme is insane,
It is really nice.
dude. It is so just awesome dark.
It's
like dripping death grail. Is what I. Yeah,
absolutely.
But Clank probably has a good chance too, just because
Legacy.
that legacy version.
There's a lot of hype behind it. War game or
Yeah.
no. We don't.
We're
really
gonna skip War Game because we don't play those.
Okay, but I do want to say something about the War Game though.
Sure.
Go ahead.
I think it's really interesting that they have a coin version of Gandhi. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's a non-violent movement. Let's make a war game.
Oh yeah.
So that's interesting, just by itself.
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting. Yeah, I'll read off the games though. Blitzkrieg, Command and Colors Medieval, which will probably be the winner, honestly, because Command and Colors are just top of the line when it comes to war games, from my understanding. You got Gandhi, the decolonization of British India, 1917 to 1947. Nevsky, Peloponnesian War, Stalingrad 42, Tank Duel, U-Boat, Undaunted, Normandy, and War Room.
I'm going with U-Boat. U-Boot.
U-Boot.
All right, best podcast, MeepleCore. We're going to move on to the next. Now they got, we could do this if you want. They got Blue Peg. You want to do it? You want to skip it?
No, we could do it. I do have a favorite among these, actually.
I bet I know what it is.
So
I bet I know what it is.
Peg.
Yeah.
Hey, hi.
Right.
Yeah, I hope you do. Blue Peg, Pink Peg, Board Game Barrage, 5 games for Doomsday, Game Brain, a board game podcast with Matthew Robertson and his gaming group, Heavy Cardboard, the No Pun Included podcast, Rolling Dice Taking Names, So Very Wrong About Games, Sporadically Bored with Mike and Dan, and This Game is Broken. What are y'all voting for?
I think this is a very, very tough one to pick because there's so many great podcasts in that list, obviously.
Yeah.
There is a handful. There's some I haven't listened to, but there is a good amount of them.
Yeah, that's a tremendous list.
I've listened to some of them that I didn't really like too much, but I guess that's going to be a preference among, what you like to listen to and what kind of information that you like to get, how you like to get it.
Yeah. Well, Eric, you turned me on to this one, so I feel like I should let you. I feel like I know the one you're going to pick. If it's the one
you can pick. This game is broken?
No, I'm going to pick 5 games for Doomsday.
Oh, did I tell you about that one?
I believe you did, but then I found out that the guy who's on it, he was part of. There was a podcast prior. Oh man, it was so good too. Well, it's gone now, but anyway, he's been around for a while.
It's gone now.
doing podcasts, and so I was really happy to find him again. I really enjoy that particular take on board games.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that one.
Yeah. So the probably the one that I listened to the most off this list is So Very Wrong About Games. So I'll give my vote there.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were going to pick 5 games for Doomsday as well. So, but no, I think that's a good choice. So Very Wrong About Games. That's a good one. And I also a shout out for No Pun Included. I think they're really good too.
I tend to like Heavy Cardboard, but it's probably because it's the most I've listened to out of all these. I haven't listened to all these a lot, enough to make this type of decision about. But I like Heavy Cardboard because he does go. They talk about man, it's been a while since I've listened to him though. But they go over really deep games.
Yeah, I was going to say the kind of games you like.
Yeah, it's a lot of games that I like. Right. Yeah. And it's a lot of games I wish we could get to the table.
Right. Yeah. Actually,
they'll probably play Icaion at one point.
They may actually have. I don't know.
So,
but
I was kind of surprised not to see Secret Cabal on here.
Yeah, I don't know who like Secret Cabal, the Dice Tower. I don't know if they just automatically exclude those because they're like already popular.
Right,
I guess
MeepleCore, all those. They're just
they're
don't even put them on the list.
That's funny. All right, so let's go on to best board game app, which now we have more credentials. I'm into this one right now. Seven Wonders Duel, The Castles of Burgundy, Evolution, Gloomhaven, The Lord of the Rings Journey in Middle-earth, Mystic Vale, Raiders of the North Sea, Santorini, Through the Ages, and Twice as Clever.
I haven't played any of them. But
all right, Through the Ages is so good.
Is it?
I'm telling you, Eric, you gotta buy this.
I passed on it.
You should have bought it. It was cheaper.
It's like a 3-hour game, and you're going to play it over, I don't know, how long would it take to play a game?
It's not 3 hours on the app, though.
Yeah, but
it really isn't.
It's over, many, many days. And to kind of wrap your mind around playing a strategic game that, a little bit at a time over many days didn't sound.
I'm telling you, it's fine. Here's the difference.
That good.
In Ascension, you can have 50 games going at once.
Right.
In this, probably want to go with one.
Oh, yeah.
You might be able to do like 1 or 2, but you definitely don't want to go a lot.
Yeah, play five games at the same time.
Yeah, no, keep one game because then you can think about it, and then like the next time your turn comes and you're ready, then you're bam. Just keep that one game on your mind for a while, but it's good. It is really good. You should try it. And as a matter of fact, we should get the physical version and play it.
I've been wanting to pick up the physical version, so that's definitely on my to grab list.
It seems like the kind of game you would really like.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the main thing, which we skipped at first, which is Board Game of the Year.
Oh,
Barrage.
Easy.
Yeah, I know. Board Game. Barrage, Clank Legacy, The Crew, Isle of Cats, It's a Wonderful World, Maracaibo, Marvel Champions, Paladins of the West Kingdom, PAX Premier, Res Arcana, Tainted Grail, Tapestry, The Taverns of Tiefenfell, Tiny Towns, and Wingspan.
It's going to be a blowout Wingspan win, but
I think it'll still be head to head between Tapestry and Wingspan.
You think so? I don't think so.
I kind of think that Wingspan will pull ahead a little bit.
Right. Absolutely.
Unfortunately, I don't think Tainted Grail has any chance in this one. And some of the other games are pretty good, but yeah, I think Tapestry and Wingspan are probably I
don't think it's the best game, but I do think it's going to win this category.
I think it's the best game of the year, definitely.
Definitely not.
It's good. It's good. I mean, it's fun. I like it.
I mean, it's all right.
I mean, it's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about birds. But if it was Dragon Span, it would be amazing. We have dragon eggs. Right. I've said this so many times.
Just retheme it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play it.
You wouldn't.
Delete all the artwork. Make it just fire everywhere. Oh, man, it'd be so good. And the tokens, instead of food, you had people.
You can work on this retheme, yeah.
Yeah, you could have like, instead their food, it would be like people and treasure piles, and that'd be good. All right, we done with this? All right, let's move on to our top 5 favorite board game publishers. So our final topic of this episode is our top 5 favorite board game publishers. This does not necessarily have to be our favorite or favorite games that are published by this specific company. Or at least that's what I did. I don't know what you all did.
What?
Yeah. What did you all do?
So mine was really hard, and I'll kind of tell you what I ended up doing. I was like, I like this publisher for this, and this publisher for this, and whatever. So what I decided to do is look at my shelf.
Did you give them a point system?
Yes, actually. Well, in a sense. So I looked at my shelves, and I counted up all the games by the different publishers. And I was like, all right, so these are the games I'm keeping, who has most presence. My number 1 would be...
Well, that's not fair. What if they're a small publisher, but they're awesome?
That's true. They're not going to be in here. I put some of that in my honorable mentions. Maybe they don't have a lot of games, but they're so, they make good games, but they don't have a lot of games. I just didn't do my list that way. I just did it on who is the publishers that have the most presence in my collection.
Gotcha.
All right. I did not do that.
What'd you do?
I just wrote down a bunch of names.
Okay.
You didn't put them in order or anything?
Honestly, I didn't give this a whole lot of time or thought. I apologize ahead of time.
No, that's fine.
I mean, it was actually harder than I thought it would be. There is a lot of good publishers out there.
I think it would be really hard if I were to give it my best effort.
Definitely, even to say this is my favorite, this is my second favorite. Yeah, it would be really hard.
It's rough.
I guess it was easier for Tim. So I'll look at the first.
Okay, so here's how I did my list. My list is more of the favorite. So they're not my favorite publishers because they publish my favorite games. They're my favorite publishers because being in the industry and doing a lot of the Dice Tower reviews and stuff and kind of meeting these people and, getting to know people and having friends that are in the industry now in these different publishers really helped kind of make this list for me.
And that's one way that I was thinking about going as well. But yeah.
Now some of these were shifted slightly because maybe I'm friends with them, but at the same time, like, the games are good, but they're not amazing, or maybe they're good games, but they don't have a lot of games. So, another publisher might be right above them or whatever. And I guess this isn't really necessarily a top 5, but I did try to take my favorite ones and align them in some sort of logical order. So, and I'll explain why they're in that order as we go through. So
I have a question. What if one game company bought another game company? Should we count it like the old way, or?
To answer your question, on my
I would
side,
go with today. Like Mayfair Games. If you want to do that, that's fine. I guess.
Yes, right. But there's like Asmodee that owns all these other companies. So. But I didn't say Asmodee.
You didn't say Asmodee? I didn't either. So
right. So I did. Companies that are under Asmodee as separate companies.
Right. Okay, cool.
You could have did Asmodee because they have their own games and stuff.
Sure.
So it depends on what, like Plaid Hat is not Asmodee, or
not anymore
anyway. Right. But, at the time they were only just owned by them, but they were operating as Plaid Hat.
Sure,
so go by what they're operating as.
Okay.
Right.
Which is what I was thinking. George, you want to start us off on this?
Okay. Yeah, I will. I didn't put these in order, so I'll just start with KOSMOS. KOSMOS has just a ton of games on my shelf. So many great puzzly kind of games that I really adore. So a lot of thinky, puzzly games. KOSMOS.
Right. Cool.
That was quick.
I'll do number. We go next.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. So number 5 for me is CMON Cool Mini. Whatever. Iterations of names that they're going with right now. They make some
the MTV board games.
They make these big thematic games. They're known for doing some big Kickstarters. So Blood Rage, Zombicide, Rising Sun. They also have Potion Explosion and Dogs of War, which is really good as well. So that they made my number 5. I own 9 of their games.
My number 5 is Privateer Press. It was probably up on my list more if I was more able to play War Machine a whole lot. Mm-hmm. They dropped a little bit because at the tournaments, some of their staff were kind of cocky, and that is a big turn off to me, honestly. But their online presence for a long time, I've been around this company pretty extensively in the beginning since 2003. And I mean, it's always been really good, but then there's just been some things I didn't like. And honestly, Hordes and War Machine are probably the best things they put out. Everything else they put out is just mediocre, honestly. So if they put out a lot more games that were way better,
that would help.
Especially the board games.
Right.
It would help. It would help bring this up on the list a little bit more. When I was really into War Machine and running tournaments and stuff like that, that was a fantastic time. So
they have a level 7 Omega protocol, right?
Yeah.
Just got a lot of praise.
And they've got level 7 Escape.
Right, which didn't get as much praise.
Yeah, because it's crap.
And then level 7 Invasion.
Yeah, I haven't played that one, but
I got it.
I don't know. Like War Machine is just phenomenal. Mm-hmm. It's obviously my favorite game. And they're not on this list because they make my favorite game, but they're on this list because I was involved in being a tournament runner for a while, for like 4 or 5 years, just running steamroller tournaments and stuff. And the prize support that they give to the, it was just really cool. Really cool stuff. Number 4.
All right. My number 4 is Fragor Games. The Fragor brothers.
All right.
They have games like Poseidon's Kingdom and all these games with these massive chunky pieces, and it's just they've got a real character to their publication. What they publish. They're kind of out there, but it's always fun. It's always funny. They're always enjoyable.
Cool. Number 4 for me is Z-Man Games, just because I own 10 of their games. So they have a lot.
This is my top 5 games owned by publishers.
Basically, yes. But I would say that that really says something about I have a lot of games of these publishers because they do put out games that I enjoy, so it kind of makes sense. That's how I kind of made that distinction on why I did it this way anyway. So they have like Terra Mystica and Marco Polo and Feast for Odin, so a lot of Euro-y type of goodness games that I like.
My number 4 and really the next couple can kind of be in any order, but my number 4 is Smirk and Dagger Games. Yeah. Kurt is just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I agree.
He is very, very awesome with this podcast and being gracious to, we're really gracious towards him because he's provided us with a lot of review copies. He's always super cool to talk to, super friendly. And honestly, at this point, now that we have all this Zoom stuff set up, we might even be able to get him on here as a guest.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because he's told me he would do it before. Might come down to timing, but we'll probably end up having some more guests on here randomly as we go on. But
speaking about that, sorry, Stephen Aramini, who's the designer of Eternal Palace, he mentioned that he would come on as well if we wanted him.
Yeah, now that we got the internet in our hands. I don't know why it was so hard for me to set this up, but whatever. But no, it's Smirk and Dagger's been really good to us. They're it's really just one guy, but he's awesome. They have a lot of good games that we like, and yeah, it's so much fun to see him at conventions every year.
Yeah.
George.
Number 3.
Okay. My number 3 is Cranio Creations. Right. It's this kind of crazy Italian company that always comes up with some really interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't those the same people that publish Barrage?
Yes, it is.
Are they?
Yeah.
We talked to them, I think, last Gen Con and Origins.
But then they also make a lot of games that I like. So
That's fair. Maybe you'll like Barrage.
Yeah. No. You won't like it.
It's not my kind of thing.
No, right.
Nope, that's fair.
But they do make a lot of great games. So
cool. All right, number 3 for me is TMG, or Tasty Minstrel Games. Own 10 of their games. So... or at least 10. I kind of did like a quick run through. So
yeah,
I like a lot of their games. They do make quite a number of good games, I feel. I also like that they have deluxe
equal amount of okay games.
No. I also like that they put out deluxe versions of their games, because I do like those versions that give you some pieces that are a little nicer. So they have Orleans, they have Yokohama, Gugong, Pioneer Days, and many more. So they are my number 3.
My number 3 is Arcane Wonders. The reason I have them on the list mostly is because Mage Wars is a game that I was following even in beta, and that was before Arcane Wonders was even a company. And so like Brian Pope, he had this like small booth at Gen Con. I think it was like maybe 2006 or 7 or something like that. And I just been following them as a company ever since, and, met some good friends from them, and everything they publish has been really good. The quality's awesome. The artwork's awesome. I love all that stuff. It's so good. So good. I like their company. I'm really sad to see Mage Wars not do as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, it did really well and they kept it, but I kind of feel like
it's dropped off.
They artificially kept it going more than what people were actually buying it, just because they were so invested and so, it was their passion project, right, so to speak. But I've got everything from it, and I've got most of their games, and I don't know. It's just one of those game companies where you buy a game and you're getting quality. I don't know. I just like them.
Another one like that where you're getting quality is Czech Games Edition. That's my number 2.
Oh yeah, they are on my short list.
Tremendous.
He didn't own as many games.
Yeah, I got 10.
If he would have had Through the Ages, it would have breached the 5.
No, I got like 9 games. It would have hit my number 10. Yeah, one more game.
One more Vlada Chvátil game.
Right. He makes good games right there. Yeah,
he does. Absolutely.
Yes, he does. You know what? Sorry, I don't mean to derail your number 2, but
no, it's just I
like Czech Games. I hate their rule books. They're funny. I'll give them that.
them.
I give them that.
Whoa, they have the best rule books of everybody.
I
No.
like them.
Here's personality-wise, I can't stand them because when I read a rule book, like put it this way, I don't read novels. I read technical manuals. No, like I read technical manuals, and there's too much fluff in the rule books for me.
Okay.
And so it's distracting, and I can't stay on topic. And I don't know. It really just like it's like somebody reading, and you getting hit upside the head as you're reading, like whack, whack, whack. And you're like, oh my god, I'm trying to read this.
I love it. I love all
I do too. I like
humor. Yeah.
I could see that a lot of people would like it, but for me, it drives me absolutely nuts.
I'll teach the games to you. It's fine.
Oh, that's fine. I still read them. I power through them because everything they have is quality. But the rule books, I'm like, man. although, Galaxy Trucker was pretty funny.
Yeah, no, it's pretty funny. Yeah. You wouldn't like the Fragor games either. They do that a little bit too.
Oh yeah,
do they?
Yeah.
Oh well,
cool.
I don't mind it if they put that stuff in there and put it as like a blurb on the side, but I don't like it intermingled inside the actual text.
I can see that
because it's really hard to reference.
Yeah.
Really hard to see the rules and stuff.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Which is why I was saying it.
Cool. Number 2 for me, which this was a surprising one for me, is Rio Grande Games. Which, they are a little bit low key at the moment. I don't see them being high and talked about in a general sense, but they have some awesome games. I own a lot of awesome games from Rio Grande, so Concordia. Well, I actually don't own Concordia, but
congratulations, you made it.
You made it to number 2. They have Puerto Rico, Power Grid, Race for the Galaxy. It looks like they co-published, which that was another thing that was kind of hard when doing research about these. Is it seems like a lot of publishers co-published or are part of the publishing line of certain games. Maybe they publish it in a different country or something, but
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, some games are published in Germany by one company, but published here by a different.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, they have like Carcassonne and Dominion and El Grande, and so they have a lot of good games in their lineup. So
they have a ton of classic games, and if you go to their room in Origins and Gen Con,
right, and their rooms over there at these big conventions is really nice as well.
They'll cater. It's amazing.
Yeah, right. So
they do the convention side of things really
well. They do it right. Yeah.
All right. So my number 2 is much like Smirk and Dagger. It's a company that has put a lot of faith in our podcast and stuff, and that's Greenbrier Games. I've met a lot of cool people from there. I have a lot of friends. Probably the most amount of people in the industry that I talk to as like friends, even after all that stuff. Have came from Greenbrier. Obviously, they've went to other companies and stuff,
right.
But
started there.
They're like the breeding ground for employees, apparently.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of the games are really good. I like a lot of the stuff they have, and Julie's just awesome. Yeah, and then Josh and Tony, who went from he went to Arcane Wonders, then went to Check Games, which George just talked about.
Yeah.
So, yep. He sent me Sanctum. Then COVID happened. We haven't played it. This is so frustrating.
It is.
So
it is.
We'll get that to the table. I've already printed my 3D printed my Diablo type of character for the to put at the end of the game board.
Sweet.
We're gonna do that. I'm so looking forward to taking pictures of that as we play it. But anyway, so Greenbrier has been really awesome with the podcast. Obviously, when I was doing Dice Tower reviews, almost every one of their games I've done a review for, or at least up to a certain point, and really, really, really cool people. So there, the other thing I will mention about Greenbrier, and the other reason that's real high on my list, is they are so passionate about their games, and I'm not saying no one else is, but when you look at their social media, it's like we play games and we just happen to publish the games that we're playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Julie's always posting about folklore stuff, like making new cards and doing stuff. They're highly active on that, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
Because some of the other companies like, all right, yeah, I'm making this game. Yeah, publish, bam. Don't even care about that game anymore. It's dead.
Right. Let me talk about
moving on to the next thing. Yeah. So that's my number 2. George, honorable mention.
Okay.
At this point, we should just put honorable mentions.
Yeah, every other company. No, my honorable mention, I'll pick Fantasy Flight Games, because even though I don't own that many Fantasy Flight games, believe it or not, but the largest game that I own is from them, and it's the
What's that?
Game of Thrones, the card game.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And I have like the full, the whole
Everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
So they
That
have
is
to get
quite
a
a bit of
mention
stuff.
for that. Yeah, it's like 1,300 cards. I don't know.
Cool. Is that only one? It's shocking.
What has happened?
All right.
Yeah, I could go because
Okay.
there's
No,
just
that's fine.
every single. There's just so many publishers that are so good.
Right, I
This was
agree.
a terrible list to try to make.
Mm-hmm.
It is. You feel bad because if you don't put something on there, then you're like, man, I really want to call them out,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
or give them a shout out or whatever.
I literally just put down the first 5 that came into my head. That's how I did it.
Amazing.
Cool.
Eric, what about you? Honorable mentions.
Well, I have 3 maybe. I mean, I actually have 4, but I'll do 3 real quick. So, honorable mentions for me is one of them is going to be Queen Games. Not only do they make some really good games, such as Shogun, Chicago Express, Kingdom Builder, Merlin, although Tim doesn't really like it, Luxor. So they have a lot of good games in their lineup.
I'm never going to live this down.
Yeah, right. They also have a lot of good people that work with them as well. That I and actually all of us, we play games with them and we interact with them quite a lot at conventions, even playing with some of them online as well. So. Liked their company quite a bit. Also liked Roxley Games. They don't have a huge lineup, but I believe what they put out is really good. I like the components. They reprinted.
Yeah, there's 3
brass.
games they have are amazing.
Right, yeah. they have like 4 at least. But I own like 3 of them, so gotta give them a shout out, I guess, on that. And then this company's not really with us anymore. They got gobbled up. But it's Mayfair Games, and I guess they were kind of like Mayfair and Lookout. They had also a lot of good games. Maybe their artwork wasn't the best, but gameplay wise, they put out some good games that I liked. They were also pretty big in the convention halls at Origins and Gen Con, and I always liked going over there and spending time at their booths. So they will be missed, and that's
Cool.
That's my list there.
So I've got 2 honorable mentions, but as I was looking over my shelf, which is like literally 40 feet that way now.
Yeah.
So I'm on the opposite side, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. But
Yeah.
I've got 2. One is Queen Games, just like what Eric said. I mean, we've met a lot of cool people from this company. They've got a lot of good games, and it's awesome to hang out with them all the time. The other one I have is Gale Force 9. I feel like Gale Force 9 would probably be higher up on my list because everything they have I like, but it's always like 70% there.
Right,
like
yeah.
this is a good game. Components are okay. Maybe there's some issues. Okay, I don't like that rule, but man, this game's great.
Yeah.
Or like, even Tyrants of the Underdark's like great, but it's very just dark and hard to kind of grasp as you're playing it just because the artwork and stuff is all dark. There's nothing about it you can make a dark game and still allow it to pierce through the artwork, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they kind of run into that. Like the Sons of Anarchy game is good, but the theme is meh to me. And then like the actual card stuff is just kind of meh to me. Really good game though. I actually really like it. So they make a lot of good games. They make Spartacus, but has a problem with the end game. So they're
almost
every
there.
game they make is like, oh man,
So close.
it's right there. So
Yeah. Agree with
but
you.
fantastic company. I like everything they put out.
Yep.
It's at least enjoyable. So
Absolutely. I just real quick. I sorry. Now
go ahead.
I do have some that I have to mention.
here we go.
No.
We didn't mention
He teased us.
No, I'm gonna keep it just to a couple. I just want to mention Chip Theory Games is one that they put out really high quality stuff. Everything that they do, Chip Theory is great. And then recently, this is sort of an up and coming company is Bellwether Games. I've enjoyed every Bellwether game that I've gotten, and I've gotten their last 3 or 4 offerings. So
Cool.
Awaken Realms, also a good Kickstarter game company that puts out a lot of stuff there. I usually like their games as well.
Yep.
I don't know if it's like mention every publisher. Or not,
Yeah, it was bam. All these guys.
I think it goes without saying that every company has good games,
Right.
but what makes them your favorite, typically sometimes isn't the game. But anyway,
Sure.
Here we go. Alexa, drum roll, please.
Okay.
It's so cheesy. I love it every time. George, what's your number one?
My number one, I'm sure I've mentioned it before. It's Matago. Matago.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I probably
yeah.
would have guessed that one.
Top publisher,
Given.
yeah.
A couple seconds.
They made Inish. They made Treasure Island.
They did.
They made Inish. And, they made the Inish expansion.
They made Inish. They made Room 25. They made the Northwest Passage. They made Corto. They made, oh my gosh, there's,
Corto's good.
yeah.
Corto's published by a lot of companies, but yeah.
Oh man, I'm drawing a blank now, but Matago has just so many my absolute top favorite games.
Awesome.
Yep. And actually, you know what? They have one of the games. We did a list not too long ago as like the hidden gems kind of deal or whatever. I can't remember what we called it, but they made that one game that's called Martinique.
Oh yeah.
It's like a 2-player game. Now that I think about it, I probably would have put that on that list.
Oh,
because that's a pretty good game.
Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, number one for me. It's the 5th largest publisher, but number one in my game shelves. So it's FFG. They always have great artwork.
Fantasy Flight Games.
Great components, and obviously great games. They have they do a lot of Android Netrunner stuff, Mansions of Madness, Cthulhu stuff, Space Hulk. All those type of IPs that they run with.
Good choice.
Cool.
Yeah, number one for me.
My number one is Fantasy Flight Games.
Is it really?
Yeah, it really is.
Awesome.
At one point, Jeremy Hodges was at my house, and he goes, "You like Fantasy Flight?" Because like literally my whole shelf was Fantasy Flight.
Yeah.
I mean, if with me, it's like you buy a Fantasy Flight game, you get quality. You don't get an insert, but you got quality.
You don't get insert. No? You get a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, you get a piece of cardboard that you can throw away, which I'm fine with because I usually don't like the inserts typically, unless it's just big wells of things that you could put bags into and keep those separate. But yeah, Fantasy Flight's always been a staple of a board game company for me. I mean, I have a tremendous amount of Fantasy Flight game stuff.
Yeah.
And although I will say I don't like their presence at Gen Con. Like their booth sucks. I hate it.
That's all right for me. I mean, they have a...
For me, there is no incentive to go there. There's nothing.
Besides trying out the games.
Eric, when's the last time you went there?
I go there every year.
Take this back.
Actually. Every year
because
at
you
Gen Con.
get bored on Sunday. Like, I bought Keyforge stuff, and then last year, literally I went in line just to buy a Keyforge deck thing to put my cards in.
Yeah.
Like a deck binder, not a deck binder, but like a little deck box that's leather.
Right.
Because I was like, yeah, that thing's awesome looking. But otherwise, yeah, Fantasy Flight's really awesome.
Yeah.
I like all their stuff. Cool.
That was it.
You a Fantasy Flight fan, George?
Well, no.
Well, no.
I'll like I said, it's my honorable mention because of one game, and that's the Game of Thrones original card game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And that's that could be my top game of all time, potentially. But I feel that Fantasy Flight's art style has gone in a direction that I don't enjoy as much. And so their second edition of Game of Thrones, the art is just so super saturated with color, and it's quite dark and it's quite heavy, and it's got just a lot of framing around the card. Like I just don't like the art. So
that's fair.
Yeah. But I do like a lot of their games, even if I don't like their art.
What about like their Netrunner artwork?
Netrunner's so good.
Oh, it's so good.
I think I avoided it because my lifestyle game was
I don't
Game of Thrones, not Netrunner.
I don't prefer the LCG.
I can't do two at the same
type of
time.
thing, right? But as a game in itself, it's really good.
Yeah, but I do love what's the one with all the different aliens that
Cosmic Encounter.
Cosmic Encounter, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
one's really good. There's a ton. They've got a ton of games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they got a ton of games.
So yeah, I do like a lot of them.
Cool. Well, we're interested in hearing your favorite publisher. Just hit us up on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. Send us an email, MeepleCore@gmail.com. Tell us why we're wrong. Comment below on the video or whatever. So we done with this one?
We are.
I think we're good.
All right. So we want to thank you for tuning into episode 94 of the MeepleCore podcast. This episode was recorded on April 23rd, 2020. Please send questions and comments to MeepleCore@gmail.com. Follow MeepleCore on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out our video versions of the show on YouTube. Until next time, this is Tim Jennette, the Metal Meeple.
Eric Ledford.
George Breden.
Keep on rocking and rolling dice.